Hello everyone, and welcome back to What You May Have Missed.
Or if you're new here, welcome!
Whoa, Jacer. What a surprise seeing you here.
Well, let's just say this episode struck out to me for a few reasons, so I pulled some strings to be a part of this vid.
Sounds good to me. Since it's your first time, why don't you start us off?
Sure. Well, when the episode opens, we see Stolas on his bed with many plushies, but one sticks out above the rest. Is it just me, or does this one look like an imp crossed with Max from the Sam and Max series? Wait, didn't we play one of those games?
We sure did, and we'll be playing more soon enough. Maybe we'll have to link the playlist in the description and the end card.
Subtle.
Never claimed to be, but that's neither here nor there. Next, we see that Stolas' tub is already surrounded by constellations before he's assigned his royal duties. Was he always to be assigned to the stars, so his quarters were assigned accordingly as well?
I don't know, but I love that this cute little butler imp's beauty mark looks like a monocle.
Oh yeah, would you look at that? Speaking of things worth seeing, check out these amazing paintings. We get to see Stolas in his egg, a freshly hatched Stolas, little baby Stolas, and the young lad Stolas with what appears to be his plant from Season 1, Episode 2, Lululand. The artwork of these is incredible, and it looks like his, let's call him Impacts, has been with him ever since he was a hatchling.
Impacts?
Yeah, like Imp Max. Let's face it, Max would probably see that as a fitting name. He'd cause an impact with anyone and anything.
Makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense is Paimon's arrival. I understand the Goetias have their demon forms, but do they all do this? Or is he just wanting to make an entrance with the whole dragon, ram, elephant, amalgamation thing?
Yeah, but does his voice sound familiar?
A little, I guess. Why? Who is it?
Jonathan Freeman. Feel free to look it up.
Maybe I will. Wait, he's Jafar? Like, original animated Jafar? And he played him on Broadway as well?
That's right, which makes it all the better that his Imp Butler is voiced by Don Darryl Rivera, who actually played Iago in the West End cast of Aladdin. So he's the perfect right hand for Paimon. Not to mention the fact that the guy's basically Vivziepop royalty at this point. Not only has he played Wacky Wally Wackford and Cletus the Cherub in Helluva Boss, but he played Travis in the Hazbin Hotel pilot and did the singing voice of Bad Luck Jack himself. Man, this guy hit the Vivzie trifecta as far as series go.
Next we get to see little Stella!
Why does she remind me of Princess Morbucks from Powerpuff Girls? I mean, the little hair poofs, the, brash nature.
Well, the little Chupacabras are cute. They kind of remind me of Val's pet from his Instagram posts.
What if one of them ran away and ended up being the one in the end of Lululand?
Oh, shut up.
Okay, sorry. Why don't we head to the circus? But before we get into it, let's just say, for simplicity's sake, we're gonna call him Blitz for the duration of the video. We know he has the O as a kid, but we're just gonna keep it simple. Have you noticed that, aside from Stolas and Mirror Paimon, all the other audience members are imps? Do other beings not enjoy the circus? You think we'd see a hellhound or something?
That is kind of weird. Well, at least Paimon seems to be enjoying himself. Look, he does the same happy hooting and clapping that Stolas would go on to do when he and Octavia went to the circus in Lululand.
It's funny seeing the parallels between those two scenes. In both, the younger Goetia is unhappy while the father is clapping and cheering. The only major difference here is that one then spots the love of their life. Oh, it's baby Blitz. Notice that he doesn't have the white markings on his face and hands yet. I wonder what came up to cause those to show between here and the present.
Maybe it's from more things popping in his face, like his balloons.
Oh, come on, he's trying.
Yeah, he's trying, but man does he stink at it. I mean, one of them turns into a regular balloon.
Yeah, I got that.
But did you catch that the one right before it has a little face on it? I don't know if that makes the pop funnier or just sad. Nah, it's pretty funny.
Damn, Chaser, you're cold. Not as cold as Cash Buxo, but we'll get to him in a moment. First, we should appreciate that Vivzie taught something to a portion of her viewers. A big portion, I'd wager.
It's called laminitis.
I didn't know that laminitis was an actual thing.
It is?
Yep. Laminitis, inflammation and damage of the tissue between the hoof and the underlying coffin bone. It can be triggered after carbohydrate overload or in very sick animals with body-wide septic infections.
Well, it makes sense Blitz would know that. We know how much he loves horses, even at a young age.
Seriously. But I guess you aren't the only one who thinks he's a subpar clown.
We must be talking about his papa. Did you say his name was Cash Buxo?
That's right. And guess who voices him?
Who?
Jonathan Freeman again!
What?
That's right. 2 shitty dads for the price of 1.
Speaking of prices, you were right when you called him cold. I mean, it tells you something that he wants to extort a big check out to Paimon for Lil Fizz, but he'd rather have pocket change and a condom in exchange for his own son. A condom that... Is the brand name Comdom? That... I don't know what to say to that.
Well, I know what to say about our little Fizz. Not exactly something you may have missed, but a little behind-the-scenes trivia. According to one of Vivzie's lead animators, at HatTeat on Twitter, Fizz's hatred for pirates is thanks to an interaction between them and Viv. They said, "Bonus fun Helluva BTS. I hate pirates. Viv thought this was so funny. Now Fizz hates pirates."
That's pretty funny. And I'll be honest, it's so cute seeing these two play and laugh together. They seem like such close friends. What could have happened to make them drift apart?
I like that you use the word friends there, Chaser, because we've been seeing a lot of people saying something. Care to say it with me?
Sure.
Fizz and Blitz are not brothers! We have been seeing so many people say this because of this episode, but it's just not true. They happen to be clowns in the same circus troupe. They're not related. You need any further proof? Here's a family portrait. We see Papa, Mama, Blitz, and Barbie Wire, Blitz's twin sister. But do you see Fizz here? I know I don't. It's almost like people forget that 2 kids can spend time together and have fun without them having to be related!
Vocal, breathe. Take a step back. It's cool, man. You've been holding that in for a while, huh?
There's just so many comments!
It's cool. I get it. Let's move on, huh?
Okay, sure. Sorry.
Speaking of the family stuff, and kind of further related to the whole Cash not caring about Blitz thing, did you notice when Cash guilts Blitz into helping Mama and Papa, Blitz responds by saying,
"Of course I want to help Mama."
Kinda tells you he'd do anything for her, but not really to help him.
Knowing that, am I the only one who's even more concerned about Cash's line of,
"There are scarier things"?
while he has a menacing smile?
I don't want to think about that right now.
Fair. Let's instead talk about Stolas's boring books. While Blitz may think they're boring, I love when animators put in extra effort, like putting a little detail that would only be in for like 2 frames of a shot. When Blitz goes to throw the books about pirates and windows, in addition to the porthole myth, we see one labeled Pirates. But when Blitz goes to throw the books aside, we can see the full title is Pirates, a Windowless World. I don't know why, but I think that title is hilarious.
Next, we gotta travel in time to the far-off time of part of the pilot episode. Stolas wakes up and apparently really likes his hat because the curtains on the bed have that design on them.
On his head, on his bed, onward to the book he read.
What?
Oh, fuck it. He opens up the grimoire. We see plenty of stars and even a little horse constellation. How cute!
I'll tell you what's not cute. The violent twist of Stolas' neck when he and Blitz are in bed later. Blitz is lucky Stolas is an owl. The way Paimon calls him the owl boy earlier probably means his siblings are different birds, and their necks may not be that flexible.
Yeah, well, at least Stolas was having some fun there. Looks like we're back to the present shortly after Ozzy's, if not the same night. We see Stolas, and not only has he downed most of a bottle of absinthe, if not all of it, but he also seems to be prescribed happy pills. The bottle appears to read Belphegor Hard Candies, Stolas, Happy Pills. Belphegor is known as the Prince of Sloth. Sloth in the olden days didn't exactly mean laziness as it's known for today, but actually the lethargy that often comes hand in hand with depression. So, this actually makes way too much sense.
Oof. Here's the Hellstagram pics. These are really well done. They look like they would be actual Instagram posts. They aren't, but if you want to see some real Insta posts, the Helluva boss characters do have accounts. Wait, Vocal, is that right?
Yeah, and there's another instance of crossover to them as well, like Blitz's horse names earlier.
Like Stapler and Biscuit Queen.
On his Instagram, he has a totally real horse that he is constantly trying to come up with names for. And I've got a list of all of them right here. Stapler's even one of them. Go ahead, Chaser, give it a read.
Oh god. Let's see. Wow, Stapler is one of the actual names. There's also Coupon 2.0, Paper Towel, Garage Door, Shoe, Flea, Not a Ghost, Maxi Pad, Nail Polish, Tupperware, Iced Coffee, Keystroke, Snimmer, Snow Cone, Dixie Cup, Latex Glove, Tortilla Chip, Flavor Dust, Dominator, Squirple, Tape Dispenser, Shoestring, Microphone, Sunday Rapture, Gel Pen, Sunglasses, Stella?
Yeah, I know. Keep going, you're only about halfway there.
Seriously? Fuck. Junebug, Duchess, Prince, Teaspoon,
Spatula, Mayflower, Dynamite, Coconut Butter, Pillowcase, Enamel Pin, Animal Cracker, Bottle Cap, Trail Mix, Dick, short for Richard, Hydro Flask, Medium Soda, Milkshake, Tinsel, Waffle Maker, Paper Straw, Tupperware, again, Body Pillow, Inkwell, Dial Water, Sticky Note number 65,
Enamel Pen, again, Glove. Are you making these up?
Nope, I'm not. You can check them out on his Insta, link in the description. And there's only one more. You're gonna like it.
Better be worth it, damn it. Spindle? Like Spindle Horse?
Yep. Blitz's horse is named after Vivziepop's production company.
That's... Whatever, man. You take the next one. I need a sec.
Well, a sec you shall have. Next up is the song. It's a short but beautiful piece, and not only did Bryce sing it in one take, but Sam Haft, the songwriter of Helluva Boss, said that Bryce was actually crying when singing it. The emotion's legit. That's dedication.
Not as much dedication as the person who wrote down these pages in the grimoire, or the other person who took the time to decipher them. Apparently, the pages read, Osmodian crystals bestowed to mainly succubi and incubi by the king sin of lust. These crystals allow access to the mortal realm. Any hellborn in possession of a registered crystal may be granted portal summons. It is common practice to have the crystal paired with another object for convenience. Jewelry is the most popular option. This writing in runes shit was fun at first, but I know I am deaf not doing it right, and I should be spending more time with my friends and family. That's just great. I wonder if the jewel on the grimoire spine is one of those, and that's how we can open the portal to the human realm.
It's pretty fun when you consider the darker ending this episode has, showing the deep hatred and cruelty we see from Stella. Chaser? You okay?
It's fine. Let's just wrap up.
You sure?
I said it's fine.
Hun, I got to have my ranting moment earlier. If you want to say something, go right ahead.
Okay. I just a little irked that this episode is where we've seen the most of Stella outside of the entire first season, and I'm just upset that she's pretty much just become the bitch and nothing else. Like at the not divorce party, she's not even being sassy, she's just being mean. I mean, I'm hoping they expand on her in the future, maybe show her life before all the Stola stuff, because, you know, I'm just, even like looking back on the first picture, it's like the scariest picture ever to Stolas, and it just depicts her as, yeah, as just, she's just been evil and mean her whole life and nothing else. But, you know, I hope that they dive more into that of like, it could be anything. I mean, this is all my opinion, but I hope she's not here to just be evil. I get that it's hell and demons and shit, but I mean, damn it, if they can show Stolas, Octavia, and Moxie to be somewhat decent people, then I hope there's more than just the bitch. Or at least give her more sass, not just, I'm spiteful. I mean, the other villains in this series all had decent motivations for their character, not just, they're evil. The end. Like, Verosica is a really good singer, she's sassy, and she very clearly has a drinking problem that's developing more into her character. Stryker has charisma, Ozzy and Fizz are funny and also have charm. I mean, come on, I'm not saying she needs redeeming qualities per se, but at least show a little more depth. I mean, is she funny? I don't know. Is she also a good singer? I don't know. Is she a good mom when she's with Octavia? I don't know. Like, at least that. I'm just saying.
Whoa, that was, You feel better having let that out?
Yeah, maybe a little.
Well, we can all stew over that for a while we wait for the next episode. Wanna go watch some funny videos to feel better?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Cool! We could go watch us play Sam and Max.
Foco!
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to What You May Have Missed from Helluva Boss. All I can say about this episode is OMG.
I know, right? I went through all the emotions with this episode.
Lunatic Moon? Wow, we haven't had you on one of these videos before.
Well, given you and I voiced Octavia and Luna for the comic dubs here, I wanted to join.
Well, nice to have you. Though you look a bit different than I expected.
Yeah, this look is from our Paper Mario playthrough.
Oh yeah, great game. So much fun. And even some emotional moments. Speaking of emotions, with what we've seen so far with last season, do you think all episodes featuring Via will start with a flashback to her childhood, in bed, when she was happier with Stolas?
That could definitely be the case. Continuing on with the emotions topic, we see Stolas organizing a moving truck full of Stella's things. He looks so amused.
Oh yes, especially the way Stella is yelling at him over the phone. You can hear her scream, "I'll never have to see your fucking face again."
Dad,
I highly doubt that. Everyone hates you, no one likes you.
this is going to be done before tonight.
Yeah, that's the furthest from the truth, Stella. What? What did you just tell them to do?
What? What did you just tell them to do?
Clean the feathers out your ears, gosh. I will take everything that you own.
Everything you own.
Also, apparently Stola's calling her a bitch got her to squawk like the swan she is.
I can't stop laughing! Stolas really got under her feathers. Okay, moving on. Up next is Blitz's calendar. You only get a second to look at it, so we did the work to gather all the important dates for you. 1st, 6th, and 8th. Clients' orders are fulfilled these days. 2nd, observe employees. Blitz being the creepy boss that he is. 3rd, pissing contest. I don't want to know. 4th, commit tax fraud. They don't know what insurance is, but they know what tax fraud is? Interesting. 9th, I heart Moxie crossed out. 10th, Sunday fuck day. Are those last two connected? 13th, horse riding lessons. Of course. 14th, 15th, Stolas into fuck day. Could be the dates for the full moon and their little rendezvous. 16th, more horses. Giddy up. Blitz going shopping for more horse stuff? There's a ton of doodles all over the place. Also, we gotta talk about all the scratched off dates of Blitz wanting to talk to Luna about her behavior and attitude problem.
Yeah. 6 times the charm for that one. But look how cute Blitz looks in that dress. He also drew Stolas as a horse. I think that's from his Insta. And hey, we pull back and see another doodle of Spindle Horse.
Are we just gonna glaze over the fact that Blitz covered Verosica's face in the calendar?
No underlying issues there. Anyway, look at how cute Moxie and Millie are with their little mugs with their faces on them.
Yikes, Luna's really going at Blitz. Maybe he bolted the door for that reason. Could explain why Octavia needed bolt cutters to open the door to the imp office.
Millie's dad sent her a cactus from home. There's a cute little hat on top too.
Take a look at the Blitz drawing. It's a bit macabre if you ask me. And did the mark on his head get replaced with the hand flipping the bird?
Oh, what the fuck? It was supposed to look like a dick.
Blitz. Language.
Okay, jeez. It was supposed to look like a penis. How's that?
Anyway, let's take a closer look at Blitz's office. We can see on the walls framed ace cards. The club, heart, and diamond are framed together, but the spade is framed by itself and upside down. Strange. I wonder what that could mean.
Look at all the callbacks to previous episodes as Via goes through Blitz's desk. We got his crown, the Moxie and Millie figures, and the Lululand cup from the Lululand episode, and the marijuana from the Cherub episode.
More of Via's owl genes are shown with her doing the head turn to look into Blitz's safe.
We're back on Earth, and Via isn't here for more than 5 minutes and she's already killed someone. Wait. That was Brennan Rages. No wonder the producer was wondering where he was.
Poor Via having a panic attack. I just want to give her a hug. But to be fair, if I saw someone barf up a condom then get yelled at by a clown, I'd probably freak out too.
Luna? Have you seen this creepy kid with the possum backpack through this episode? He makes 3 appearances. Low-key, I want his backpack though, and a gif of that kid. Perfect reaction material.
Okay, the team is in LA, and the portal opened up to a very graphic alleyway. There's a lot of cool graffiti art covering the walls. I wonder how long it took people to do that. There's a dead body. Great.
Honestly, that's not surprising. Did you take a look at the public health notices across the city about LA water? It's mostly acid and sewer water. Disgusting! Stolas has no issue drinking it though, which is completely understandable given hellborns can't die the same way humans could.
We have more of Blitz's doodles. Everyone looks so cute and dapper in their disguises.
Speaking of disguises, hot damn, Stolas looks good. I love that he was able to find a pair of red sunglasses to simulate his second pair of eyes.
Moxie and Millie are doing just fine being their normal selves. Wait, what the heck is he doing to that squirrel?
Oh, the same tour guy from the Cherub episode is also doing Star Tours. And that's totally gotta be Q and Kanye on the tour, right? Possibly Jeffree Star too. And wait a minute. Is that... Oh, come on, really?
Not sure what's weirder, that or this crazy art stand. First, who puts a realistic painting of a sidewalk on the sidewalk that's in the painting? You're asking for someone to trip into it, dude.
Seriously. There's also plenty of crazy references here, like the Mona Lisa, and the Ruda Cat, a Hatsune Miku bunny girl, what looks like a Sonic the Hedgehog OC, and while I know it's a different animal, does this cat kind of remind anyone else of another animal in red we've seen from Vivzie? Knowing her, this could easily be a nod to JJ from Zootopia, and Vivzie's now unlisted Die Young music video.
Yeah, some of the art is crazy. Like, what's with the titty palm trees? He's got keychains everywhere of them. And what looks like either an inflatable or a plush of one. He's tapping into a new market, I'm sure.
Then there's the buff, goth-haired wolf keychain. Did Ashley Nichols work on this episode? Just kidding. We love you, Ashley. But seriously, whoever designed these Varoska keychains has opened up a wormhole. Vivzie better add these to the store. I need one.
Oh my gosh, I want one! It looks so cute and squishy!
Hey Blitz, how did you pay for your new costume if Moxie and Millie had to work for money to buy a demo?
Oh yeah, that little costume shop of horrors place was bombing hard. They were literally just giving shit away. Believe it or not, they even had a mask of Stolas in there. Wait, how the fuck?
Well, it looks, good on you.
Yeah, thanks. Even if I do look like Brennan Ragers, whoever the fuck that is.
Moving on. I think I lost my appetite looking at the Rotten's tomato fruit snacks. The fact that even the company questions it on the bag, the little pop-up hero hits the mark. Ads by gaggle. Yeah, these snacks make me want to gag.
Look at the Star Owl souvenir shop. There are so many cool things in the window. We can see a Lovey doll, a reference to Pennywise and or Annabelle. There's even a warning label on it. Maybe even a nod to Chucky with the "wanna play" line on the side. Oh, Ouija board. I'll admit, a good play on Ouija board. Bird skulls! Horse statue. Blitz would go nuts for that. Don't tell him. A typical looking Asian mythos inspired mask. Pretty standard for a shop like this.
Next we move on to the set of Sweetie, I'm in the House. And this girl is totally a reference to Darla Dimple from Cats Don't Dance. I mean, the free hair curls on each side, the pink dress, and bow. Slightly different colours, but still. Blonde hair, blue eyes, the gap in the teeth, and even the little swirls on the elbows and knees. Makes me feel better that Blitz didn't give her the puppy. Great callback to an underrated gem of the past. Speaking of callbacks, did you notice the little nod to Stolas' trip to the circus? With the laugh and the blush? He's basically falling for his first love all over again. So cute!
That's adorable. Next up, going through Luna's phone, we see an ad by Wally Wackford. Paid free classes? Oh, geez. No surprise she follows Vortex and Verosica. And, ooh, who's this cute hellhound? Maybe we'll see him in a future episode.
Maybe. He's making me sweat. Speaking of which, we see Luna sweat like a human as she runs around looking for Via. With her being a hellhound, it would make sense that she would sweat through her pores, but it looks like when they're in their disguises, it doesn't apply like that.
Ooh, Blush! Take a look at the newspaper! There's so much stuff on it! Let's go through it all!
Okay, let's start on the back. We see an obituary that reads, "Random celebrity from that one subpar sitcom you enjoyed when you were 12 passed earlier this week. Numerous fans create shrines and mourn over the loss of the actor that no one really cared about until just now. Everyone will forget about this in the next week, probably."
Jeez, that's a bit morbid, don't you think? Let's see what else we got. A missing dog advertisement that's really an ad for drugs. I guess people will do anything these days.
Next, we have a help wanted ad by someone with a rabid frog problem. They exclaim, "Help needed, removing rabid frogs from my swimming pool. They're vicious, vile, and they won't stop tormenting my family. Poor Timmy can't even go outside without screaming in fear. These frogs have been soaking in chlorine for nearly 2 months. It smells so hard. Please help me." This guy was so stressed he even misspelled vicious. Oh dear.
Now to move on to the cover page. We see another warning about the water in LA. This is the third time we see this warning in the episode.
Nondescript makeup brand nail polish recalled after ing fingers side out. I don't really want to know the rest of that story.
Same here. You know it's a slow news week when a front page article says, "Man with nothing to declare has 66 turtles in his pants." My only question is, how did he stuff them all in there?
Never mind that. Look at this. It looks like a grainy Bigfoot-esque picture of Blitz and Moxie's tail. Strange gangly creature with large antenna.
I'm not gangly, goddammit, I'm swole as fuck!
Right. Anyway, the last headline we see on the cover of the newspaper is The Observatory, or the best places to see stars. The observatory prepares for a long-awaited meteor shower. Tourists and astrologists alike come to witness this extravagant event. Oh, who am I kidding? No one ever really reads these anymore. At this point, I'm just doing all that I can to hit my word count so I can get my paycheck, go home, and get high. A master's degree in journalism, all for what? To get paid $10 an hour for a shitty newspaper? To have your wife leave you for her sexy Romanian lover? Oh my god, I miss you, Sandra.
After that headline fun, we get to one of our more emotional moments. when Blitz remembers the day he first saw Luna. Something triggers in him, and Stolas is the only one in the studio who seems to care. Some people have said it's possible that Stolas is recognizing Blitz's behavior as having a panic attack, hence the immediate concern in trying to get to him. Given that we learned of Stolas' depression in the last episode, who's to say he hasn't dealt with panic attacks of his own? A sad theory that makes way too much sense.
And it looks like Blitz isn't the only one wearing a hairpiece. Check out the actress of the mom. She kind of reminds me of Pickles, the mom from that show, The Oblongs. Anyone else remember that show?
Next we have Stolas throwing his bottle of LA water at the director, and he immediately starts suffering from burns. What's in that water? Why didn't anyone warn us? Wait. Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Here's a blink and you'll miss it moment. Just after the producer falls onto the teleprompter, a binary code is shown before it reads, "Let it burn." After some conversion, the binary code reads, "Did you actually translate this, nerd?"
Speaking of hidden messages, I love these audience prompters. Sure, the laugh and "aw" sign are obvious, but it took me a second watch through to catch the "oh shit" and "panic" signs. Totally a blink and you'll miss it situation.
Hey, Blush, want to hear a cool fact about birds?
Sure?
Birds fluff their feathers when they're feeling anxious, angry, or even excited.
Okay.
Well, take a look here. Stolas' chest is fluffed out when staring up at Blitz. He's definitely excited here.
Hi folks, Editor Chameleon here. Just wanted to pop in for a quick second because I noticed another little thing in the background as I was getting these clips and scenes for this video. Quick warning, this is clearly supposed to be some sort of background gag as the show has, but it is a bit dark, to the point that it could be triggering some folks. If you would like to avoid it, please go ahead to this timestamp, and we will see you then. If you want to keep watching, proceed with caution. Let's go through. While Blitz is going through his never-ending joke routine, we notice this girl who is so beyond done with his shit that she constructs a, I'll just say it, she constructs a noose. Yeah, so there we go. And, well, we cut to Blitz and then cut back to her, and she's using it. Yeah, but it doesn't end there, because then Blitz has his little flashback / panic attack, and when the audience awes, we notice that not only is she wearing it, but the girl next to her is wearing it with her, and some guy is holding it. So they're in it together. When Blitz goes on his little rampage, not only are both the girls filming, but one of them seems a little focused on something else. Man, who would have thought a boring sitcom led by straight-up murder would be arousing enough to spark love? These two stick around for at least a little bit more of the action during the fire, but later we see they're not there, so who knows, maybe we'll see this couple in the future. That would be an interesting callback. Also, this woman's tits are just on fire. Just saying, just her tits. That's it. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program.
After all that craziness, we get another quiet moment. In the first time we can canonically see Luna and Octavia interact, they have a rather nice heart-to-heart. They relate to each other in ways they probably didn't think of before. Luna seriously comes in with a true big sister moment here. We know this isn't something you'd miss, we just wanted to talk about it, because it's such a nice scene. The animation and the expressions, the beautiful moonlight, the moment of them knowing they aren't alone with how they're feeling. I won't lie, when I first saw this, I was so happy they had their hug.
Last on our list today is Millie and Blitz's text. Normally, we wouldn't think twice about what these two say to each other, but Millie, you naughty girl, you. Sending pictures of that gag and asking Blitz if he thinks Moxie would like it? No wonder he knows about your pegging sessions.
She can invite me over anytime.
What?
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 Anyway, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for joining us, Luna.
Happy to be here. Looking forward to the next episode and the next Paper Mario stream.
Alright, don't push it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another What You May Have Missed. Today, we're going to be diving into Season 2, Episode 3 of Helluva Boss, Exes and Ooos. I'm so excited to do another one of these. What about you, Carissa?
Oh, heck yes. There are so many moments from this episode I'm just itching to get into. So let's get into it. Our first moment is a callback to the previous episode where we see Moxie and Millie's mugs with their respective faces on them. Only, hers looks like it's been through quite a bit. The whole thing is taped up. I'm surprised she was able to fix it after she smashed it last episode.
Honestly, Millie probably goes through a lot at work. Hell, or even in her personal life. For instance, bumping into her ex, we'll get to him later, brings out her mildly irritated side. She must be irritated a lot because they installed a human standee with targets on his head, chest, and right on the crotch. They bring that up with a nut button? Why am I not surprised that Blitz has a nut button?
Well, who hasn't had a bad day, am I right? I sure could have used that standee a couple times in my life. But anyway, let's look at the whiteboard in the meeting room. It looks to be an idea graph for Blitz's OCs. Let's see here. Sunbeam is a trans lesbian, a top, and an asshole who's in love with breakfast. Blue Cheese is also trans, gay, and a top. Bongwater is trans, a bottom. Blue Cheese is side hoe, and is also a D-Vax. Kaboom is bisexual, versatile, and has had a one-night stand with every other horse on the graph. King Slut is also bisexual and versatile, in an open relationship with Blue Cheese, though judging by the board, maybe they shouldn't be. Slime is a bottom, doesn't like labels, has a mutual pining for King Slut. They've hooked up a few times. And Breakfast is a lesbian bottom who's in love with Sunbeam. Geez, that's some chart. Blitz put a lot of thought into each horse.
And clearly he doesn't want anyone stealing them either. I also think he doesn't want anyone getting his research. He's got tons of it.
You mean his porn collection?
What are you talking about? It's not... Oh. Oh my. Well, I guess that would explain the string of condoms, too. You never know when you're gonna need them. Such a shame that most of my, research was blown out of the goddamn hole in my office! I still blame Moxie for that.
Uh-huh. Anyway, on the helicopter ride to Greed, we get to see quite a bit. Also, it's worth mentioning that the rings have elevators for transporting vehicles, not just denizens. We're starting off with Lululand. Damn, it's still under construction. I wonder if we'll ever get to see it brought back to its, is glory even the right word to use here?
Yeah, I don't know. But, take a look at the Imp Goons carrying the Mammon bags. 2 of them have the actual logo on it, and one just says Mammon logo. Fun fact, Caden Westbrook, one of the artists for the episode, literally tweeted out, "I'm crying. When I boarded this sequence, I wrote Mammon logo as a placeholder because I was waiting on the design, and they kept it?" Seems like they were just as caught off as we were with this.
Looks like we're getting into mafia territory with some of these guys. Look at this imp getting stabbed and shot repeatedly.
Stop! He's already dead.
What? No, that's crazy. What are you talking about? They're just having some good, clean fun.
After all, the town that Moxie's from is called not a mafia town. There's no mafia here. We're mafia free.
Let's be honest. Seeing that we're in Greed, it kind of makes sense that we'd see a lot of mafia characteristics. Especially with how one of our newest characters enters the story.
Yeah, Crimson. That guy gives me the heebie-jeebies. Not just him, though. Take a look at his house. His walls are covered in trophies. We have imp horns, shark jaws, succubus wings in their tails. And it honestly wouldn't surprise me if some of these were hellhound collars, too. Also, take a look at the wallpaper. It's giving off sleeping with the fishes vibes.
Right? Also, this picture is clearly a nod to The Godfather. I mean...
You can't tell me it doesn't look like Marlon Brando.
But then we see the family portrait. Oh, it's our first time seeing adorable little Moxie, and his mom is so pretty. Our next moment is a callback to the movie Titanic. We see Moxie wearing the heart of the ocean while Chaz paints him like one of his French girls. But we also see that he makes sure to add the note that Moxie has a smaller dick than his. God, Chaz is an ass!
Speaking of him being an ass, if he wasn't such a jerk and left Moxie behind, he never would have met Blitz in prison. So in that sense, life finds a way to bring you to the right situation in life. I also find it very cute and warming that Blitz hired a babysitter for Luna. Being her age, she clearly doesn't need one, but he is a first-time dad and wants to get back to her.
You know, I heard someone had a cute little theory that Millie may have been the babysitter for Luna when Blitz got locked up. So when Blitz and Moxie broke out of jail and headed back to Blitz's place, that was how Moxie and Millie first met.
That's so cute. It would explain why Millie seemed a bit closer with Luna than Moxie, willing to put up with her attitude a bit more. Maybe they bonded over multiple babysitting nights. At least Blitz didn't just leave Luna scared and alone when he got locked up.
Yeah, he's a good dad. Crimson, on the other hand, is probably one of the worst in the series so far. At least Moxie's mom seemed like a nice woman, treating him kindly and all. Rare to see in hell. And you know, some people have said that going by her attire, she may have been a Wrathring imp. That certainly would explain this line from the Harvest Moon episode.
I was born here too. I have some fight in me.
Either way, his dad's an ass.
Without a doubt. The things he had Moxie do as a child is absolutely horrendous. Trying to make him shoot a live target for practice and forcibly pushing him to draw an unknown imp. He clearly didn't want to do any of that, and neither did his mother. By the way, it's not his mother that he's pushing into the water either. Her tails and horns are different. The most heartbreaking moment here is when the audience realizes that Crimson had his own wife murdered just so he could send a message to his own son. Fuck Crimson.
Wait, what was that?
Oh, no, not not you, hon. Moxie's asshole of a dad.
Oh, right. Jerk face.
Speaking of jerks, let's talk about Chaz, the ex-boyfriend of Millie and Moxie. Oh my gosh. After we get one of the greatest meme faces to come from this episode, Moxie heads to his bedroom, and the walls are just covered in portraits of Chaz. Ego much? I think we can all agree with Moxie when he says,
Fucking why?
It makes sense when we see multiple signs of him having a big dick, as he proclaimed very proudly earlier.
I got a big dick.
Except for one that says big dicks with an S. I wonder if that's a nod to the fact that male sharks have two claspers that they use in the mating process.
That's interesting. Oh, also, we can't forget the butt plug light cord for his sign. Chaz is definitely the type of sinner to have that in his room.
Speaking of interesting, we get a chance to look at Moxie's phone. His actual name is Moxie no last name. That is so fucking funny. I thought that was just a one-off gag when the priest says it later.
To you, Chaswick Thurman, take Moxie no last name.
But let's also take a look at the photos. We see a few callbacks to previous episodes. We see them in their cat costumes in Cherub and on their date to Ozzy's. But we also get to see them going to see Phantom of the Opera and, oh, their wedding photo. They are such a perfect couple.
I want her dress. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I bet Moxie's friends Randall, Oliver, and Steve are there at the wedding.
Moving on, after Blitz and Chaz's sexcapade, we see multiple condom wrappers strewn around the room. I wonder if Chaz is a quick shot as much as he is bad in bed. But worth noting here is the condoms they were using are the same condoms that we see in Circus when Paimon offers Cash the wadded up $5 bill to buy Blitz for the day.
Take a look at Chaz's car. His license plate says HGECOK. I wonder why. The eviction note says, "Listen, you asshole. Leave the fucking house by the 6th of this month or we will kill you, and we do not care about your huge cock. Fuck you. Finally, his master plan could possibly be a South Park reference.
You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit.
Speaking of references, Moxie's mouth tape with the smile on it could possibly be a callback to Invader Zim Enter the Florpus, a Netflix movie starring Moxie himself, Richard Horvitz, as the Invader Zim! Then, as the wedding starts, the chairs are filled with toys. The two sharks sitting in the front row don't seem to mind it, though. One even smiles. Another reference worth noting here is people have noted that Crimson making Moxie nod his head in agreement to the wedding seems familiar. A lot of people actually point it towards the movie of Beetlejuice, in which Beetlejuice and Lydia's wedding, Lydia clearly disagrees, Beetlejuice covers her mouth and literally speaks for her.
Oh, she's a little bit nervous. Maybe I should answer for her, okay?
I'm Lydia Dietz and I'm of sound mind. The man next to me is the one I want. You asked me, I'm answering. Yes, I love that man of mine.
This being a possible reference actually makes way too much sense, because Elder Jaws the Priest is played by Abe Goldfarb, who has done a little bit of voice work here and there, but also just so happened to be in the original cast for Beetlejuice the Broadway show, as quite a few roles. He was in the ensemble, he was a mover, a neighbor, he was an understudy for Beetlejuice, who we know has made an appearance in the show already, Mr. Alex Brightman, aka Fizzerali, Charles understudy, Maxie Dean's understudy, Adam's understudy, Otho's understudy, and he was the replacement for the census taker. Man, this guy's got a lot of pull in the Beetlejuice community, clearly.
We're back in Chaz's car and we see Blitz cycle through various radio stations. The Mammon channel is playing Lululand. Station 69 is playing Vacated Bone Town. Very fitting. Got Lusty Tunes, Station 66.6, and Station 80.085.
Smells boobs. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. Finally, the last station that Blitz chooses is Wrath's #1 Fuck You Up hits, and honestly, it's the perfect station for Millie's badass moment for rescuing Moxie. How does Blitz know what Shrek is, though?
Not sure, actually. But Millie is giving no fucks of how she's going about to rescue Moxie. That's true love right there. Damn, you even see her make sushi with one of the shark goons. I think that was a good indicator for the priest to say, nope, I'm out. Fuck this.
I would not want to get in the way of that either, that's for sure. I know you don't miss it in the episode, but when Millie says, "This ass is mine," and smacks Moxie, it makes me laugh every time. But speaking of ass, take a look at Blitz's boxers. They have little horses on them. So cute.
One more note to add is that we get to see Luna in this episode, but she has no verbal lines. That's a first. In every other episode that we've seen Luna, her voice actress has at least one line. Even in Ozzy's, where she doesn't outright speak, but her phone has the voice message from her.
Crimson took what Blitz was saying to heart to check out Chaz's car. I mean, the stare he gives Chaz as the helicopter flies away sends chills down my spine. That got more when we see that he killed Chaz and now has another trophy on his walls. He's definitely dead. They even put a memorial for him at the end of the credits.
R.I.P. Chaz.
So sad. Anyway, this is definitely not the last time we see Crimson.
Definitely not. Alright, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say that Crimson's death stare in this episode is amazing. Like, you do not want to fuck with this guy, because you know he will end you if you see these eyes. The head storyboard artist actually took to Twitter saying, "I drew Grim with narrowed, squinted, angry eyes for the rest of my boards. And then, for this moment, it didn't hit as hard to have him squint, and once again. So, I thought it'd be scarier to have them wide open." Yeah! Yeah, you hit that nail right on the head there, buddy. Good job, though. It's incredible. It's amazing.
That's for sure.
Yeah, he's one messed up villain in this series. Kind of reminds me of the one that you played in one of our more recent comic dubs. I'll have to remember to put a link to that in the end card. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this What You May Have Missed. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of the episode.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Is anyone gonna fix the fucking hole in my office?
Carissa, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
Hey, get your sexy asses back here! Damn it. Moxie, find a way to fix this! I'm getting me a vocal Rissa sandwich if it kills me.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another What You May Have Missed. Today we're here for episode 4 of season 2, Western Energy. And it's so exciting to do these again. How about you, Chaser?
Oh, hell yes. Pun intended. This episode was fantastic. I'm so excited to be back as well.
We're glad to have you back. Why don't you start off first? Letting you go first after this episode seems very fitting after all.
Oh yes, quite. Anyway, when the episode opens up, we see that Stella, Stolas, and Andraelphus are having their meeting at Rich's Cup, where the poor pour for you. Very fitting for royals to go somewhere to have high tea.
Yes, very quaint. However, Stella's bleeped curse was not. If you turn on the subtitles, you can see just what she said to Stolas. Yeesh.
Yeesh, indeed. Take a look at Stolas' phone, though. The notification of a meeting at Ozzy's was in 3 days. I'm afraid he'll have to reschedule that after what happened later in the episode. But on a lighter note, look at his screensaver! That's such a precious photo of him and little Via!
That is cute. But you know what's even cuter? This tiny imp! Look at him sitting in this purse! The fans have gone nuts with these two, but people may not know that these are actually Hellsonas of crew members. The imp is the imp Sona of Sky Henwood, while the other Hellsona belongs to Sam Miller, who are animation and art directors of the show, respectively.
As we see Stolas trying to evade his assassination, we can see Stryker's wanted posters all over the place. Authorities would prefer him to be dead, and I couldn't agree more. How am I kidding? He's so fucking hot!
I felt so bad for Luna in this episode. Just look at her. She doesn't like going to the vet one bit, just like real hounds. I wouldn't want to go either if the vet was going to give me that needle.
Right? Yikes. Moving on. Look at Blitz's car charm for his rear view mirror! This is such a cute horse.
Fuck, do I love horses!
Right. Pulling up to the hospital, we can see that there's a handicap parking spot that has an imp in a wheelchair. Also, the hospital's name is St. Anne's. Gotta love a good visual pun.
I wonder who Chuck is, cause he really needs a kidney. Don't worry though, it's totally not a scam.
Sure. Next, we see a poster that says, "Get yours today!" with a picture of a hellhound getting shots. But that ominous "or else" is very unsettling.
Blitz's spelling to the nurse is very spot on.
S-H-O-T, the B-U-L-L shit that my daughter has to get every year that you M-O-T-H-E-R fuckers.
Could it be possible that his text and Instapost are misspelled on purpose so people pay attention to what he's saying?
Yeah, I heard there was actually some discussion about that amongst fans. But this episode just keeps getting better and better. Stryker gets his own theme song. And it's sung by Tiny Mariachi. And they got some interesting talent in this little quartet. Julian Roboletto, who's not only done voices for Dora the Explorer and Go Diego Go, very fitting, but even other roles like Don from Regular Show and Jake Morgendorfer from the MTV series Daria.
Then there's Joel Perez, who's been big in the musical scene. He was in the national tour ensemble for In the Heights. Nice. As well as the Broadway cast of Fun Home, he also played Lincoln in the Netflix movie Tick, Tick, Boom. And to top it all off, he's also the doctor in this episode.
And mix in Alex, James, and Jonathan, and it's clear to see Vivzie loves the theater. Even with these last two of the mariachi, we have Blake Roman, who was in the off-Broadway premiere production of Harmony, a new musical, and Morgan Shaban Green, who's been in a whole bunch of stuff, including understudies in Be More Chill on Broadway, and the first national tour of Hadestown as Eurydice. Hey, wait, I actually saw that tour! Yeah, check it out, I still have the playbill and everything. She did a phenomenal performance.
Yeah, but you know what's not phenomenal? The clear racism.
Look, Mommy! They let fire toads in here!
It's not polite to call them that to their face, honey. Wait until we're in the car.
Fire toads? Was that a slur against imps? This is the first time we've seen prejudice, aside from the royals, towards imps as being lower or lesser. Some may not know that on Vivzi's official hell hierarchy, imps are considered the lowest beings in hell, along with hellhounds.
Like the top of the food chain is Lucifer, and he's like the runner, he's like the king of all of it. Charlie's underneath him because she's his heir. Underneath him is the 7 deadly sins, and underneath them is the Ars Goetia, and then underneath them is the like sinning class. I feel they're not quite they're like beneath all of these, or no, the overlords. The overlords are underneath them. Then underneath the overlords are the regular sinner class, and then underneath them is the some of like the succubus and the incubus and some of the other demon classes in hell. And then on pretty the low bottom is like imps and hellhounds are like kind of the bottom of this society, which is why Helluva is about the imps, because it's basically like the working class of this entire society, and they have all these other classes above them. Like even the sinning class is technically above them, and they have to work the retail jobs or like the whatever job in the sinner's world.
They're the middle to lower class.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, filthy Rathian? Damn, she a racist.
See you next Tuesday is one of the few swears that are censored in the series, and this is the second of 3 times in this episode.
I can say it again if you like.
No!
Fine, jeez. I'm just gonna go back to drawing horses then. You see you next Tuesdays.
Whilst Millie and Moxie are on their way to find Stryker, they stop at a gas station to ask locals some questions and fill up the van. Moxie is seen taking care of the ruffians without breaking a sweat, especially the imp who claimed Moxie was wearing the same hat. We can clearly see he isn't. Dude needs to chill. Also, look at that drawing of Stryker. Blitz definitely drew this.
So, as of this current episode, we've seen a total of 6 different heavenly weapons or tools. The rifle and the revolver from the Harvest Moon Festival. And from this current episode, we have the Blessed Rope, the dagger/knife that he uses on Stolas, and the 2 pistols at the beginning of the episode that are different from the first one. Trust me, I checked. It does raise the question, though. Where is he getting these? How is he getting these? Did he possibly swipe them from an exterminator who came down one year? Or maybe the cherubs are actually selling them as a black market item since they can't go back to heaven. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, why don't you give this video a like and maybe subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already.
Speaking of Stryker, I was so excited to see how he's now voiced by Edward Bosco. So incredibly talented. Norman Reedus did amazingly, but it's understandable that sometimes you can't come back to projects. Ed filled the role with his own style, and it works really well. I mean, just look at his statue in his lair. I mean, what?
Did you notice Stryker's phone? It's a flip phone. Everyone else has smartphones, or phones with touchscreens at least, and yet he doesn't. It's possibly this is a burner phone given his profession. Aw, look at the cute little horseshoe charm. Whoa, there goes that third. Anyway, we're back to the doctor, and look at all these posters. We have a "Don't do this," though we can't quite make out what the image is telling us not to do. A "How do you feels" poster, and "Look at your life. Who is that dog?" Somewhat inspirational, I guess. Or maybe that one's just a joke at dogs getting confused at their own reflection.
Something more heartwarming, let's talk about the instant switch in demeanor with Stolas when Stryker talks about Via.
Don't you dare breathe a word about my daughter. I swear, If you go near her, I will destroy you.
The instant anger and threat in his voice. You don't mess with someone's child. He doesn't care about himself or the things Stryker has done to him. He only cares about Via in that moment. I'm positive he'd endure anything to protect her.
Oh, I agree with you on that, Chaser. If we thought Demon Stolas was crazy in the Truth Seekers episode, Lord help us if anything happens to Via. During the fight sequence between Eminem and Stryker, we hear What You Thinking About, which was written by Andrew R. Butler and Silverhound, the artist behind Addict. It was first performed by Andrew, and then it switches to Lalila at 14:18 in the video. Lalila is a singer who does covers of songs from video games, Vocaloids, and a whole lot more, so it totally makes sense that they'd give her kind of a J-poppy feel to it.
That's really cool. That fight sequence was insane. And poor Stolas. At the hospital, we can see channel 666 broadcasting live as Stolas is rushed to the hospital. But the logo on their van says Infernal News Station. Could each ring have its own branch of news outlets that broadcast all over hell for 666?
Possibly. Aw, poor Luna. She's wearing the cone of shame.
I do not like the cone of shame.
But hey, at least she got a little treat. And, oh, poor Blitz getting trampled by the doctors. Could the masks the doctors wear be a correlation to real plague doctors that worked during the Middle Ages? Something to think about. Also, I know it's been discussed a lot on Twitter already since the episode came out, but oh my god, Brandon Rogers really sells the emotion in this final moment here. Chills.
Stolas got what? Ow. He can get hurt?
After all that kerfuffle, Stolas is seen lying in his hospital bed surrounded by plants. Very fitting, as they have given him comfort since he was a child. The texting between him and Blitz is very hard to read. Not that it's blurry, but just how cold Blitz is with his messaging. It seems the conversation we see is the aftermath after Ozzy's.
Yeah, it's a whole lot here, but to save everyone from having to read it, let's just go ahead and go through the messages we have here.
I'm sorry if anything I said or did may have offended you tonight.
It's whatevs.
Next time you come over, maybe we can talk about what happened at Ozzy's.
Why?
I'm sorry, never mind. It's not a big deal. I was just worried about you. You seemed very upset and you took off so fast. But maybe I read too much into that. I'm glad if that's not the case. I wasn't upset either. I just wanted to make sure you weren't, and obviously you can handle any stupid joke a clown can make. Osmodius can be very invasive in his humor, but I thought it was pretty funny myself. What he said about me, at least. I enjoy being the subject of jest. Maybe you can say mean things to me next time you come over, if you want.
Sure. And then, after the Starseekers episode...
Thanks for helping me with Via today. You were great in that human show.
No problem.
Are you coming over tonight with the book?
Like always.
If you don't feel like coming, that's okay. I'm sure I can do without it for 1 month, smiley face.
Okay.
Do you plan to visit tomorrow? I know you've been busy and working hard. Maybe if you'd prefer, we can skip the bedroom and just relax, maybe? I'm sure you need a break.
Whatever you want. It's your night.
If you're not up for it or too tired, that is perfectly fine, no pressure. I don't have anything with the grimoire until next month.
Maybe.
Maybe instead of our usual arrangement on the full moon, we could properly catch up this week? Maybe Monday?
I might be busy.
I wouldn't want to bother you. You can always drop off the book on the full moon, and I can leave it for you if you're too tired to do anything. But I would like to see you.
Okay. Get better soon.
Thank you, Blitz. That means a lot. I might be here a while if you ever want to visit.
And after all that, Blitz has to leave Stolas on red. The petals on the flower falling around him may correlate to Beauty and the Beast with the enchanted rose, possibly showing that his time is running out of finding true love. Or possibly even a signification of the old he loves me not. But it could also be something entirely different that we don't know. But either way, it is a very impactful moment, and it is a hard-hitting end to this already crazy episode. I suppose a final little fun fact is, ever since Season 2, Episode 1, when we heard Stolas sing at the end of the episode, it's very easy to piece together the fact that they're using his song in his little sad moments, and that they've done so for a while. This was also the song that was used at the end of Ozzy's. So who knows how many times they've snuck it in before and we've just never noticed.
That was some episode, though, to say the least. The plot thickens more as we go through all the episodes. I'm stoked for what comes next.
Me too. Thank you so much, Chaser, for going through all the things we may have missed during the episode with me. We hope you all enjoyed it as well.
So, can I swear more now that those assholes are gone?
Absolutely not. Now get.
Fine. Bitch.
What was that?
Later, fuckers!
Oh, God. Well, we'll see you next time, folks. Bye.
Welcome back, campers, and listen up, because we got a lot to cover today, and I don't want to have to repeat myself. We got a lot going on, from Blitz going to work to Moxie acting like a total jerk. Not cool, dude. Searching for lost sisters, finding your place in the world. Who's gonna wow the crowd and whose dreams will get plowed? Find out today on the next What You May Have Missed from Helluva Boss.
Yeah, nope, we're not doing that. Copyright and all. Sorry.
Yeah, my Chris McLean's not as good as it used to be anyway.
Anyways, welcome back everyone to another What You May Have Missed episode. I don't know about you, Vocal, but I love having to make these videos so frequently. I mean, we just released Season 1, Episode 8 not that long ago. I bet it won't be long until we see Episode 6 of this season.
I know, right? I love them too. Doing these videos are a great way to comb through to make sure we get a good look at everything. So let's begin, shall we? Right off the bat, we can see we're in Sloth. Not gonna lie, at first it looked like Blitz was trying to break into the hospital to see Stolas, as that was how the last episode ended. But it turns out, not the case. He was breaking in to see Barbie's rehabilitation center. What a tease for those Stolas shippers.
We'll finally get to see his sister. Oh, I'm excited. The nurse doesn't seem too impressed with Blitz breaking in. Again. She even calls him Blitz.
Blitz!
Her moral conduct is very clear here, though, when she tells him to stay away from Barbie, as she is her patient.
Don't fuck it up by finding her.
But also understands that Blitz just wants to see his sister.
We're back at IMP, and we have a new client. We didn't get a name, but we noticed he has a similar look to B from Season 1, Episode 8. You know, the whole lava lamp-like abdomen. Also, he was killed in a lake accident, and now he kind of looks like a fish. This kind of plays into the theory that fans have had about your hell self being related to your death. Similar to how Alistair was killed in a hunting accident, or Angel Dust being in a mafia family with a web of deception and evil. So he became a spider.
Damn, that's crazy. Moving on, as we see more of the office, the copier is Hell 9000, which is a reference to Hell 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Did you know The Sentinel, which was written by Arthur C. Clarke, is the short story that the movie is based from? It's so cool. We also get another glimpse of Blitz's office as we see a huge portrait of him, Moxie, Millie, and Luna. It's possibly one of the very few pictures with Blitz in it that he hasn't scratched out.
Next, we get to see a little more of Barbie's profile. Her previous work experiences include acrobatics, endurance, stealth, improv, and labor, which is very fitting given that she was growing up in the circus. We also have the Lustinder ad, which reads, "You're right, your husband's cock is that small. Find a bigger one now." And an obvious scam ad. Click on this ad and get $100 million. I'm not fucking with you. Dude, for the love of Satan, just click it! Right. Oh, and take a look at Blitz's new phone. He broke his old one in the last episode after Stryker hung up on Stolas' rescue call. It says, "Ride me," with a silhouette of a horse. Blitz, you and your double entendres. I mean, we all know about your lifestyle.
Hey, what can I say? I got a lot of dick to give.
I believe the quote is, I got a lot of love to give.
I know what I said. You know what I mean, eh, loosey-goosey?
Oh my. Moving forward, we get to see Moxie and Millie plan out their investigation. Moxie has personalized file folders for IMP and even drew himself as a little detective. So cute. And now we're finally at the campground. And the name for this lovely little site is called, I Wanna Come More. Seriously. And at least we get to see Moxie and Millie's human disguises, even if they still have their imp complexion showing. They're still so adorable.
We get to see the client's missing poster, last seen next to the lake. If you have information, please call XXX XXX XXXX. Guess Vivzi's team didn't want to add a random number just in case fans decided to call it. Good on them. Speaking from experience, that's a good idea. We've actually had people comment on our IMP jingle video saying that they actually tried to call the phone number. Also, while we're here, a good blink and you'll miss it moment. Just after Jimmy goes into the boathouse, right before the door closes, we see Barbie's eye.
Blitz's emergency bag returns after not having seen it since Truth Seekers in Season 1. I wonder what those agents are up to. Anyway, we're back on the volleyball court and Millie, or Millard, is killing it. She spikes the ball so hard the kid collapses into a Yamcha pose. He begs for the first aid and the lifeguard says,
"First aid is for winners!"
How strange. Oh, fun fact, Lyle Rath, who plays the lifeguard, was also the producer in Seeing Stars, and the expert guitar shredder for the credits song of the Hazbin pilot.
Back in Hell, we find out Barbie's new job after rehab is at a pharmacy. Of sorts, at least. I mean, there's medical imagery all over the walls. You can tell it's some sort of pharmacy.
Millie has her own song. In camp-style fashion, the lyrics she sings, as well as the individual girl campers who sing with her, get their own sing-along markers. That's pretty cool. And Millard is so popular, they even have people sending them nudes. The one guy we see has his left nipple pierced. Also, her live chat is also pretty consistent with the fans, the amount of bots and scammers. Pretty typical live chats nowadays. Ooh, and after the campfire song, the subtitles, they read, "Wow, you're gonna cry, Maxine? Cringe. Not everything's about you, Maxine."
Another fun fact, both Regular Joe and Everybody Look at Me were written by Perry Grip, who was famous for the viral hits It's Raining Tacos, Space Unicorn, and even more relevant, Inside of Every Demon is a Rainbow and Alistair's Reprise from the Hazbin Hotel pilot.
As the week progresses, Moxie tries his best to finish the investigation. Unfortunately, he can't catch a break, especially with the shark attacks. Again. What's with Moxie and sharks? After all that kerfuffle, we're back in Moxie Millie's tent. We see he brought his detective board from the office, too. Him and Millie have their first on-screen argument while Blitz tries to find a way to get to Barbie. He finds an imp with what looks like an Asmodean crystal, and he turned it into a butt plug. No, well, I guess he won't lose it. Kinda cute, though.
And that brings us to the boathouse where we finally get a look inside and we get to see, Barbie's kind of cute. And, for better or for worse, just like her brother, she knows how to get what she wants with a little bit of sex appeal. Apparently what she wants to do, though, is do her job, which is getting drugs to bring back to hell. In this case, it happens to be heroin. Much to Blitz's delight, knowing that it's not H8. Which, according to my research, is a blood pressure medication. Not the weirdest thing people have gotten high off of, so I don't doubt it. Jimmy, her little boy toy, is voiced by Monica Franco, who also voiced Vaggie in the Hazbin Hotel pilot, as well as a couple of other lovely campers in this episode, including the one that got Yamcha posed, and even the newscaster later on in this episode. She also voiced the Hellhound adoption agent in Seeing Stars. So great to hear her voice again. Looking back at Barbie, though, the marks on her skin are quite interesting, as she doesn't have them in her childhood photo. And also, the circus marker on her head, it seems to be crossed out. She even says Blitz's name the way he wants to be called. And unfortunately, that doesn't last very long. A fight ensues for some time, Jimmy mistakenly throwing a bag of heroin at the trio, causing their eyes to dilate like they're crazy cats high on catnip. Sure, they look crazy afterwards, but that pausing look at first is kind of cute. We didn't really get to mention Barbie's transformation out of her human disguise yet, but it does bear a striking resemblance to the shimmering around the Osmodian crystal portal we saw Blitz use earlier. Makes sense, considering we see that Barbie most likely has an Osmodian crystal in her wristwatch. It would make sense if her watch did have a crystal, as we saw all the way back in Circus with Stolas' grimoire, that, quote, "It is common practice to have the crystals paired with another object for convenience. Jewelry is the most popular option." I mean, whatever's convenient to the wielder, have at it. Although it does beg the question, do proper human disguises come with the Osmodian crystal? If it's called an Osmodian crystal, do you have to get one directly from Ozzy? If that's the case, do you then choose your human disguise when you get the crystal talking with Ozzy? If so, are there limitations to what you can do? Clearly there's supposed to be some sort of influence, as we've seen with Luna's hair and with Barbie's horns turning into pigtails. But notice that Barbie could have easily just had her circus mark removed. But it still remained. Are there limitations? There's a lot to look into these human disguises that we don't really think about. But who knows? Maybe Vivzie will go into more detail about that later on.
I really hope we see more of Barbie and more positive relationship growth between her and Blitz. I also want to see the same for him and Stolas. But we're almost at the halfway mark of season 2, so we have a lot of more episodes to go through.
And at the end of Millie's concert, she makes up with Moxie, and they proceed to have sex on stage right in front of everyone. Fun fact, if you turn on the subtitles at this point, they'll actually read out things like, "Noises of two lovesick imps about to raw dog begin." Like, it's so graphic. There goes the tube top, and exhibitionism activated. I'm glad they made up. But whoever's responsible for the subtitles, looks like you're having a little too much fun. And we are all here for it. Keep up the awesome work.
And finally, we're back home at the office, and we have new notes and doodles on the whiteboard. We can see a horse on a skateboard, very cute. Days since last fuck up, 0. I'm guessing that's Moxie's fault for taking so long with this case. A Luna doodle killing the doctor who gave her the Helpy shot last episode. And a productivity brainstorm with the drop notes of come and questionable horse. But it is a very cute horse. But yeah, those two things should improve productivity. I mean, definitely for Blitz.
Anyway, that just about wraps it all up for this video, everyone. We hope you enjoyed it, and also hope you learned a thing or two that may have just passed your eyes.
Bye, campers. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Woo! Welcome back, everybody, to another What You May Have Missed video. Episode 6 of Season 2 is finally here, and holy crap, was this episode awesome, and a roller coaster of emotions. Wouldn't you agree, Blige?
Oh, heck yes. So much viscerality in this episode. I love it. My heart and head are honestly fucking raging. Like, raging. Racing! See? Enough that I'm doing that. There was so much going on in this episode, so everyone at home, get cozy, because we're going to be in here for quite a bit.
Starting off this lovely episode, we're back in the Ring of Lust. In this room, we can see slewn about are a variety of fun-looking instruments, shall we say. And honestly, I'm not surprised. You need to have access in every way, if you know what I mean. We also have a... Kaku Cluck. Oh my goodness. And Fizz's vanity, which is strewn about with various jester hats, including one that looks eerily similar to the one from Lululand. Also, a ball gag with, honestly, let's admit it, some pretty cute ribbons. And a lovely portrait of that adorable albino queef in her wheelchair. Aw, must have been a gift from Ozzy. But, you know, they're totally not in love.
She's the cutest of the queefs. According to the subtitles, a group of queefs is called a queefs. Also, check out Fizz with the 3D glasses. That's a reference to Alex Brightman's time as Beetlejuice on Broadway. That's awesome. Moving on, we come to learn that Fizz isn't allowed to make breakfast again. Or, as a matter of fact, cooking anything ever again.
No. Never again.
I want to know what happened.
Me too. Maybe the housekeeping succubus knows. But did you know that succubus is actually the Hellsona of one of the artists on the show? Also, their pronouns are he, they. Gotta love that inclusivity. It's awesome! Also, they looking good. By the way, Fizz's mug says Thirsty Boy, which is in a similar style to Blitz's Boss Bitch mug. You can tell by comparing the one bold word with the other one being in a slightly more curvy red, with a little bit of the devil or demon tail hanging off of one of the letters. Man, I hope they have that as a merch drop at some point too. All of the mugs. I'm just kidding, Vivzie, please. We're running out of money. You need to cut back. We can't afford it all. Please stop now. Also, Ozzy's cup says Daddy's Juice, and in parentheses, come. Delightful.
Very fitting mugs and cups for those two. Next up, we're looking at the magazine. First, we have an ad for Wally Wackford's Wacky Waving Inflatable Flailing Tube Dicks, which is a reference to the show Family Guy.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man!
A sexy crossword puzzle, a Win Luxury Vacays in the Sloth Ring ad, I want that, and a part of a tabloid-like report of Fizz and Ozzy that says, Mammon's favorite toy now seems to have bedazzled our own Osmodeus, and didn't have his sights set on Mammon, just his fat wallet and the stage. Fizz seems really distraught with this article and immediately throws it away. And off the roof. Seems like these two are going through a lot of trouble to prove they're so not in love.
And now it's time to cool down in the fridge, where we see a can of cream pie whipped cream, a carton of fruity juice, and a carton of jumbo-sized cage-free eggs. But I don't think these are chicken eggs. I believe that is a mythical beast known as a cockatrice, a creature that is often a two-legged dragon, wyvern, or serpent-like creature with a rooster's head. Any fans of good mythical morning over here? Ozzy also has heart-shaped frying pans in his kitchen. Aw, how cute. And, some very fitting sweets on the countertop there. Yeah, it makes sense when you see that we have even some similar themed candies when Ozzy's talking to Stolas later.
Let's talk about Ozzy for a hot second. First of all, the nickname he gives Fizz is so cute. Fizzy Frog! Fizz's nickname in his phone is Froggy. Froggy! And makes a cute little ribbit noise when he gets notification. With that in mind, could that be a nod to the amphibious nature of imps, like the comment to Blitz being a fire toad? Maybe imps in the Hellverse are just naturally amphibious. Fizz doesn't seem to mind the pet name, so it shows intent matters.
Moving on, we are in the greed ring again, and Fizz's entrance sure makes a bang. Those confetti cannons go flaccid after, blasting off. Pinkie Pie would not approve.
Vocal!
What? It's not like that's the only My Little Pony reference we're gonna make in this video. Anyway, after the explosion, we see an imp pushing a pram that the queeves run over. They look very similar to the imp in the pilot episode. Perhaps it could be an updated design? Who knows? As the Queeves drag Fizz around, we see a sign that literally just says, "Don't." We need that sign.
I love the nod to Harley Quinn and her hyenas in this clip as well.
I also like the fact that Fizz is a proud papa of a little disabled Queeve, just like him. Fun fact, the artist who originally drew this Queef had dubbed them as Precious. A fun little, though unofficial, name.
So cute! We then finally get Blitz and Fizz having their first physical fight, not including Robo-Fizz, obviously, since the accident. We can see a slew of condoms and a stuffed horse fall out during their kerfuffle.
Well, since we are in Greed, guess who we get to see again?
None other than Crimson, the head of the Imp Mafia down in this ring.
And hey, I did not expect to see him again so soon. This is the fastest we've seen the return of an antagonistic character, not counting Stella, in the entire show from their original episode to their next. Veronica, when we saw her in Spring Broken, had to wait a whole 4 episodes before we saw her again in Ozzy's. And Stryker, yeah, he was here 2 episodes ago, but he had to wait a whole 7 episodes for his second appearance. I wonder how many characters we're going to see coming back so soon. Maybe we'll finally get an answer about those dorks in episode 6 of last season, am I right? And yeah, I kind of glossed over it a second ago, but Stryker's here with Crimson? That is a team up that is deadly for sure. And we're not in Crimson's manor, but maybe an off-site office? Makes sense he'd have someplace to do business not counting his home. Probably best to not have your enemies know where you're living. But the aesthetic is very similar to his house. Dark, sinister, walls covered in his trophies. Ugh. Also on the wall, we see a poster ad for concrete shoes. I guess you could say it's sink or swim with these sharks, eh?
That's a bad joke, Vocal.
You win some, you lose a few hundred.
Meanwhile, we're in Ozzy's factory. If you turn on the subtitles, you can read Willy Wanker Dildo Factory Noises, lol, get it? One of the dildos is in a steel case covered in warning labels. One in particular says, "Damn, be careful." I mean, it's very fitting when you look at the blueprints for it. It's... Wait, am I reading this right? 78 inches long, but soft to the touch. There's a couple other blueprints for different toys, too.
Next up, we have our meeting between Stolas and Ozzy, and things get quite interesting. Sure, you won't miss it, but it's something worth noting that Ozzy brings up the fact that lust shouldn't be forced. He believes it should be a journey between two people.
It's all about that journey to pleasure time. You feel me?
But it does kind of change how you look at things. I mean, think about it. If he is saying that it should be a thing no matter what, it should be between two people, it should be consensual, and he clearly has this thing between him and Fizz, what if in Ozzy's, the episode, not his place right here, what if he wasn't necessarily making fun of Stolas and Blitz? People have said it before that he was making fun of Moxie, not because it was a lovey-dovey song, but because that wasn't the time or place for it. You're in the lust ring, and it was a club for lust. It wasn't about the emotional connection. But what if his lines to Stolas actually had a deeper meaning? Think about it. He says, "You used to have a smoking wife, a kid, you had it all. I hope you didn't give it up so you and him could get it up. You sold your life for a thrust." What if he actually had a message of, no, I hope this is an actual thing because it's about that journey. It's about having a good time with someone who wants to have a good time with you. It wasn't a forceful thing, and maybe he actually was trying to say, like, I hope you had more to this. I hope you didn't just give up everything for a quick fling. It's kind of a loose theory, but it's definitely something to think about, especially when you see how much he cares about Fizz later in the episode. I mean, hell, even right here when we see his phone, we see that there is quite a bit of good times between the two of them. Just look at these text messages.
Did you know the bit of skin on your elbow is called a weenus?
LMAO, I did know.
Shit's wild! I just saw a billboard with a massive banana on it. Made me think of you, Heart.
Aw, thanks, BB. Heart.
Got the milk, by the way. Now gonna show these creed-ring bitches a real fucking entrance. Get ready for the headlines. Also, the babies say hi, Heart.
By the way, notice that Ozzy's phone is at 69%. Nice. What isn't nice is the fact that Crimson, at the very least, thinks Ozzy's the weakest sin? You're kidding, right? Especially when we see his aggressive side? You don't even know if that was him fully aggravated to the point like how B got in episode 8 of season 1. What if that wasn't even her full power? How powerful are these things gonna get? And how crazy would their shapes change? I mean, we've seen Demon Stolas in so many various issues at this point. What if Ozzy and all the other sins really could become some weird freaking beasts that we have no idea how they're gonna look? It could be really, really exciting and very, very terrifying. I really want to see it. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's fine with me. While trying to escape the cage, we can see one of Crimson's goons notice while the rest are completely oblivious. Also, how the heck did he get back on? And a drink! Meanwhile, back at Ozzy's, Crimson's lawyer is still giving Stolas and Ozzy a bad time. He brought his own mug that says live, laugh, law. Okay, I gotta admit that's kinda cute. One thing I'm so happy about is the relationship growth between Fizz and Blitz. Of course we get to see the accident that caused a huge rift between the two, and it also gives us some information on Blitz's family. Especially with what happened to his mother. He's been blaming himself for all this, for everything. Just everything. Fizz, his mom, and possibly Barbie as well. Is it possible that Barbie blames him for killing their mom? You can see Blitz mouth Fizz and then mom.
I mean, if I were in Fizz's shoes, I'd be upset and heartbroken too. He thought Blitz left him to die and didn't care at all. We know better now that Blitz cared so much, and he's seen in his flashback with a potential love letter to Fizz. Like, come on. How much more could they take with misunderstanding each other? It's almost as bad as Stolitz. Also, who was the instigator between these two? That didn't want them to even see each other, let alone talk to each other? We need to know! Nevertheless, as the episode transpires, their relationship does rekindle a flame of some sort. They at least seem to be back at a civil place. Like Fizz said, it was 15 years ago. The path looks more positive for them from here on out, though. And I don't think anyone expected them to be BFFs right off the bat. Also, with this episode, it is abundantly clear that they are not brothers! Oh my god, how are people still thinking they are? I'm sorry, but with all the evidence that we have put into this video right here, link in the description if you want to look into it, as well as Cash's card that he gives to Fizz on his birthday that says, wish you were my son, and the card that Blitz was gonna give to Fizz that says Fizz's eyes only, possibly a confession, or at least a romantically charged birthday card. Not to mention the fact that later in the episode, Blitz wants to make out at the junkyard fire.
Vocal breathe. Breathe. Vocal breathe. Breathe. Come on. Breathe. Breathe.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good.
Better?
I'm good.
Okay. Also, did you guys catch the audible roar when Fizz talks about Ozzy's dick?
Like a kaiju!
It sounds like the fish monster from Spring Broken.
Kaiju!
Anyway, we get another Fizzarelli song. And while he sings, we notice quite a few things. Blitz's keychain is a possible reference to Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony, Friendship's Magic. I thought he'd be a brony. Fizz doing the psychedelic Squidward dance from SpongeBob, which I have to admit I could not stop laughing. The Necronomicon from Evil Dead. Possible references to Cars' hypnosis from the Jungle Book. Swirling mini Fizzarales instead of stars.
Also, the lovely Italian excerpt. If you turn on the subtitles, you get to see the translations, the literal translations of what Nonna Fizzarale used to say. If I may. Stink lasagna, side dish limoncello, loud soft, good morning with clams, Luigi, Florence, Bucatini, wild boar.
Oh my god, okay. Oh, Look at This was written by Sam Haft. He's the lead singer for The Living Tombstone, which I love it, who co-produced it with Silverhound and Shane Lance.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a dumbass for not realizing who that was this whole time. I mean, with the work he did on the song Alistair's Game, it's no surprise that Vivzie would want to work with him. He's been doing shit for this show since Lululand!
Yep. And huge props to the subtitle editor for doing amazingly in the episode again. Huge props to the whole team, actually.
Seriously, some of these subtitles are freaking hilarious. After the ordeal with Stryker, again, we can see a huge billboard in the background that reads, Mammon's Clown Pageant! Be there, ya c***s! Yeah. Apparently can't say it, but you can show it. Fizz was talking about Mammon at the beginning of the episode, so I guess we'll see if that pans out to be something conductive for the series, or if it was just a random ad. There was a recent promo showing Mammon in the next episode, so maybe that's what the next episode will be. That would be interesting.
Maybe. And as we near the end, we're back at Ozzy's one last time. Fizz is safe at home, as well as the Queefs. They are so flippin' cute. Anyway, we also get to see a vending machine full of condoms. Of course, there's going to be a vending machine full of condoms there. 2 workplace inspirational posters. One says, wrap your wood. And then you have a safe workplace is a sexy workplace. I like that one. A safe workplace is a sexy workspace. And finally we learn from Vivzie herself that the explanation Fizz gives to Blitz about Ozzy's dick size and the meow 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 cuddle meow was completely improv on Alex's behalf. That's so freaking cool.
It is! This was such a good episode. And we certainly enjoyed it. We hope you all did too.
I know Blush did! Didn't you, Blushy?
Fucking clown. Okay, come here.
Oh my. Well, we'll see y'all next time. Bye. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Vocal? You okay?
Oh, hey Blush. Yeah, I'm alright. Just watching back on the newest episode. I just noticed the ticking noise at the beginning of every video is it getting faster?
Oh damn, that's pretty cool. Also kind of worrisome. Why is it getting faster?
Not sure. I guess we'll see. Hey, since we're here, why not talk about the new episode? It's titled Mammon's Magnificent Musical Mid-Season Special, featuring Fizzarale. Yeah, we'll talk about Mammon shortly. Rick. Anyway, huge nod to this little visual gag.
I'm not gonna lie, women just ain't funny.
Suck it, Mammon.
Yeah. What an asshole. Anyway, starting off the episode with some continuity, we get to see Blitz and Fizz during their teenage years. We actually have seen a photo of them at the concert that we see way back in Season 1, Episode 7. Also, Fizz was indeed right. His horns were way bigger than Blitz.
Speaking of continuity, looking at the subtitles, we see that in the past, Blitz's name is spelled as Blitz-Ø, but presently the O is slashed out since it's silent. And here comes Mammon. Ugh. Gotta hand it to Michael Cusack, though. He plays Mammon so well that you just love to hate him. Michael's highly known as Knifey in the video game High on Life, and Pim in the Adult Swim show Smiling Friends. I think we even made a nod to that show not that long ago. Fun fact, Zach Hadel and Lyle Rath, who voice characters in Smiling Friends as well, are also in this episode.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Something else that's awesome is confetti cannons that shoot money. Also, the moon looks like a turning coin. Makes sense for it being the greed ring to have that sort of thing, especially for Mammon. Speaking of him, we can confirm that the billboard in the previous episode with Mammon's clown pageant was contingent with this one.
It could also be why Fizz had to practice his juggling last episode. So great. One thing that isn't that great is this creepy imp. They even nickname him Creepso in the credits. He makes Fizz so uncomfortable we actually see Fizz's tail wrap around him. Ugh, I feel bad for him. And Creepso is not helping his case when he talks about,
I'm not normally so aggressive, I promise!
His tail twirls behind his back, similar to someone crossing their fingers when they're trying to lie to you. This type of behavior is never okay. Safety is always important, and thankfully he had Blitz to watch his back this time. And hey, we get another little confirmation. The cute little imp that Mammon squeezes during his show is actually the one and only Wally Wackford as a little babu. I say, I didn't see that cameo coming.
Next up, we see all different Fizzaroli models Mammon pushed out. Fireman Fizzy is hot. Hell, they're all hot. One is even carrying a Hellmart bag. Guess they have superstores in Hell. They are $69.99 each. And the claim at the bottom of the ad reads, "No refunds. If you don't like it, it's your fault." Very fitting.
Moving on, we're in Blitz's apartment. He's watching, some sort of horse film. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a horse rom-com or maybe something we shouldn't be watching. But in any case, he's eating cereal, cheese, and plain-ass flavored chips. There's no hyphen there, so we can safely assume that these aren't literally ass flavor. But as long as the asses were washed, Blitz maybe wouldn't have been bothered by it.
Well, make sure she washes it.
No.
At the event, we get to see Ozzy in his subdued or condensed form, similar to how he looked at the very first time we saw him way back in Season 1. I wonder if he transforms into this format just for simplicity's sake, or maybe it's to not draw so much attention to himself.
Quite possibly. But take a look at these lovely ladies. The Glam Sisters, super hot and super rude. Voice actress Faye Maida voices both glitz and glam, and also voices a very formidable news anchor in Hell, Katie Killjoy from the Hazbin pilot. Although it hasn't been 100% confirmed yet, some people are saying glitz and glam resemble lionfish, which are very venomous fish with beautiful long manes. I can totally see it.
As the pageant kicks off, we see Mammon in his seat, a vibrant neon green web. Considering his full demonic form later on in the episode, that's very fitting. The scoreboard reads Fizz, Glitz and Glam, Kevin, Frank, and Pierrot. Pierrot is the name of a stock pantomime character, and we can actually see this one in the clown lineup, right to the left of Fizz, right there. And Frank might also be a nod to Frank Sinatra with his song Send in the Clowns.
After the first part of the competition, Fizz, Glitz, and Glam are backstage doing meet and greets. Looks like you need to pay a lot of money to visit them. Most denizens have no trouble. But this young poor imp gets sent away with a brown bag on his head that says poor sack or poor sap. Either way, still really crappy of Mammon to throw him out.
Speaking of money, I don't know how much actually went into branding Fizz into so many things, or how much profit Mammon sees because of it. But let's take a look here. We've got Funko-esque toys, a literal Vivziepop, huh? It's even labeled 420. Standees, I clean at every nook and cranny. Cans of soap! Alarm clocks, soda pops, cereal, Fizzios, funny taste. Industrial grade Fizzalube, body pillows, fleshlights, jack-in-the-boxes, masks, Fizz in the jar, cursed meme, Fizzeropoly, a Monopoly knockoff, but it's spelled differently depending on which side of the box you're looking at, Fizzy fresh air fresheners, anal beads, taco sauce, Fizz Lay kitchen cleaner, Fizz whips, and Action Fizz. Looks like an old G.I. Joe ripoff. And honestly, knowing Mammon, that's probably not even half of the products Fizz is endorsing. It's insane. We also have some poster ads. First one's for a Fizzy scarf. It's machine washable. Even cum won't stick to it. Delightful. We also have a barfing Fizz doll. It's matcha flavored. And clown juice, made with real clowns. Yikes.
Time for some wholesomeness. Given the name Oliver shortly after the episode's release, we get to meet a fan of Fizzarali's who is not only deaf, but also has broken horns just like Fizz. The whole scene exchange between two is extremely heartwarming, not only to fans, but to the individuals who speak via sign language. Animating sign language is incredibly hard, and they did a fantastic job.
Alright, now it's time to talk about Fizz. We got major insight into his past, more specifically his accident that caused him to lose his arms, legs, and most of his horns. He's very vulnerable, mainly due to his appearance. Major shout out to animator Bedoodles on Twitter, who showed that to work on this particular scene and a couple of others, he acted out the scene first on camera and used it as a reference. That's what the old Disney animators used to do way back in the day, and honestly, I really feel it brings the emotion out here. You can't help but just feel for Fizz as he breaks in front of Ozzy. These last two episodes have been really Fizz-centered, and that's awesome. More clarity, more backstory, and overall connection to the character. Who would have thought that characters we wrote off as dirtbags back in Season 1 would have been such amazing characters we'd come to really love?
Moving on. While still in the dressing room, we can see another poster with an update for dildo juggling. It's only $89.98 a month with Mam's subscription plan.
And we're nearing the end, so let's get cracking. During 2 minutes notice, Fizz's phone case says Queen Clissy. Queen Clown Bussy? Or I don't know. Also, the two options when Mammon calls Fizz is either pick up or pick up, ya. It's kind of funny that the only swears that are censored in this episode are from Mammon, and they're clown honks. It seems like he's just repeatedly saying, see you next Tuesday. And that makes sense considering the voice actor and the character himself are both Australian. That word is, used a lot more freely there than other places. Might be a little bit less derogatory down under.
Also, during the song we see Ozzy hiding an erection. This could be a Lord Farquaad reference from Shrek when he's viewing Fiona in his bed. Such a good song, all of them were. What was your favorite vocal? Mine was Clown Bitch. I'm a clown bitch. Give me the crown bitch.
Oh, mine has gotta be 2 minutes notice. Such an awesome song that I can't help but want to just belt out with. Oh my god! Oh, And did you happen to notice that Mammon reacting to Fizz's song exactly 2 minutes after Fizz's line of "Here's my 2 minutes notice"? I love it when they give nuance to things like that. Oh, and take a look at the sigil when Fizz throws the fire baton in the air. The sigil changes from Mammon's to Asmodeus. It's so friggin' sweet, and a bigger fuck you to Mammon.
We also get to see Mammon and Asmodeus' full forms. Oz has to kneel down on one leg to look Mammon in the eye. So damn powerful and threatening from both sides. Another wholesome moment is when Ozzy proclaims that he loves Fizzarali, and the crowd goes absolutely insane, and for the majority in a good way. Besides the threat Mammon gives Oz, he has very little to worry about. We can see 3 phones on one imp's arm, and each reads,
Babe, I can change, please!
You don't get it. Don't talk to me, don't message me, don't call me ever again. We're done, asshole. Have a shitty day.
I'm the one true shipper! I was right all along! You called me a fool? Well, look who's laughing now! Expect fan art soon!
Ozarali confirmed, guys. It's fucking real. Hashtag Ozarali. Hashtag Fizzarozzy.
Ozzy fucks Fizz lovingly!
I called it. I told you all.
Screaming gif.
I honk and no one listens.
I'm pleased to announce that my collection of multicolored combs continues to grow. I'm forever grateful to all my followers who helped me make this possible, and to the haters who like to shit on my collection, you're just ugly and jealous. Touch some grass.
Anyone have a good website where one could find quality high-res vids of clown feet for research purposes? The only ones I can find are in 480p. I can't even see the wrinkles, 4 or higher. Otherwise, don't waste my time.
Damn, that was a lot to cover. Well, we hope everyone at home enjoyed the episode as much as we did. Let us know down below what you enjoyed about it.
We'll see you next time. Bye!
Hey, bitches, I'm still here. You think you can get away without mentioning me, huh? Huh?
We did. A few times, actually.
Yeah, we did. No. Well, fuck you anyway. I should have been in this episode more. I mean, where the fuck were my scenes, huh? Talking about these horny fuckers constantly. I mean, come on. This is my show. I'm the boss. I'm the hell of a boss. I'm the one who's in hell. I'm the one who's doing all the shit, and yet no one even cares. Whatever happened to Moxie and Billy? It's been 2 episodes since we've seen them. Is my loony okay? What's happening to my show?
What's this? A hell of a boss short, and plenty more to come. Well, let's see if there's a few things that you may have missed. Starting off, we've got Veronica Mayday's Pride Tour poster sitting on the side of the bus shelter. Next, we see Millie's phone background. It's of her paw giving Moxie a noogie. Cute. We also have a billboard poster of Loop-de-Goop-de and Lyle Lipton. Are you injured? Good. Impos, maybe referring to Zippo lighters? Sally Mae calls Millie
Prissiness probably Bane's regular.
Does Wrath being more Old West style not have running water like Pride would? Up next, we've got Bathory's Day Spa. Wonder what's in that mud.
It's special mud.
Cryptic Couture is also a great fashion name. Wonder if Velvet's involved. Also, is Sally Mae cosplaying Cowgirl Barbie? Fun fact, Sally Mae's VA Morgana Ignis cosplayed in Sally's new look at the con this short premiered at, just to be the first one to do it. Next up we hit Wally Wackford's Fun Time Emporium. It's definitely not gambling. But hey, it seems fun. They got games like Greed Theft Auto, Cherub Shooting, and Chainsaw Mama, a cool-looking VR fighting game with references to both Leatherface and Jason, just kind of gender-bent. Though, I wonder what kind of game Kill Jam is. After some awesome dancing and a little bit of ass-kicking, these sassy sisters enjoy a nice bottle of Alpha Bitch Booze.
And last but certainly not least, after Sally Mae and Millie have their little heart-to-heart, we return back to Millie and Moxie's place, where we see a couple of playbills framed on the wall. They're a little blurry, but they appear to be Hell's versions of the musicals Cats, Phantom of the Opera, which we know Moxie's a fan of, and Hello, Dolly, the musical that gave inspiration to Rosie's character from Hazbin Hotel. In short, this short was super flippin' cute for many reasons. Can't wait to see the next one. Catch you later. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to What You May Have Missed. And gosh, it's been one hell of a minute since we've done one of these, eh, Luna? Get it?
Puns already, Vocal. It hasn't even been a minute yet. But yes, it's been a bit since we last did a full-length What You May Have Missed video. We finally had the full moon! This episode was freaking insane.
I'll say, there was so much to cover in this one, Vivzie already dropped the next episode. So, let's get into it, shall we?
First of all, When I See Him is such a good song.
Totally agree. And Stolas' alarm clock is pretty neat looking too. It's redder than usual somehow outside. Makes sense that each ring's atmosphere changes with the weather. Different tones to their respective color.
Yeah, but where did his throw up go? Ew.
Ugh, I don't want to know. Anyway, on to the calendar. First of all, it's it's covered in dicks. Nice. Let's go through the months, shall we? On the first, we have nothing. Perhaps a day where they do absolutely nothing? On the 5th, it says, kill 'em all! Definitely a client job, I hope. On the 6th, check the van. What's wrong with the van? On the 8th, business day! That seems pretty self-explanatory. On the 9th, Millie's party! Perhaps it's her birthday? I don't know. But on the 10th, we have Moxie Day! Maybe Blitz just schedules certain days to spend time with his employees. On the 12th, we've got shooting practice. Wait, did this team need practice? On the 14th, it looks like Blitz is taking Luna for some walkies. On the 16th, call Fizzy with a little heart by it. Oh, it's so good that they got to be friends again. The 19th just says deadline. But for what? On the 21st, it says, kill that fucking guy! This apparently has been on their calendar a couple times. Hopefully, again, that's another client job. On the 25th, it says Daddy-Daughter Day. Aw, he wants to be such a good dad, Luna. And on the 29th, it says Full Moon. Don't forget the bondage kit. Oh my. It's quite a full calendar this month. Oh, also, note the sharks and stupid striker at the bottom.
Hey, Vocal, did you notice that everything is spelled correctly?
Oh shit, you're right. That's odd. It's usually not.
Have you heard about the theory that Blitz's spelling is on purpose? There's not a whole lot on this one, but it's based on this Instagram post you can actually check out. Originally, all of Blitz's posts were spelled correctly, but after a few misspellings, someone, probably Moxie, got him a worst spelling ever trophy. Ever since then, his posts and in-series spellings have gotten a lot worse. Some have theorized that this is because Blitz felt people only really paid attention to his posts, and therefore what he had to say, when the spelling was off, because they really had to pay attention to what he meant. Seeing this could give a little credit to that theory. He wouldn't need to purposely misspell anything if it's his calendar.
That's kinda cool, not gonna lie. Next we have some Polaroid pictures. We get Luna and Moxie. He's drunk in one of them. Oh, and we can't forget those cute horse drawings.
Ooh, we get to see Luna's adoption certificate up close, and it's signed by Bee. Notice the little bee antenna on top of the bee? She clearly cares for all hellhounds, so it would make sense that she would be the one to officialize the document. Wonder if there's a spot like Imp City, but for hellhounds in Gluttony. Houndtown or something?
Maybe. It would be cool to see more hellhounds. Next we see Doodle, Moxie, Millie, and Luna in a picture frame, and Blitz has a magnet. I love his horse girl shirt too. Oh, and check out this photo of Blitz when he was younger. He's with the two demon horses we see during the flashback in the fire in Oops.
Cute! but so sad. Speaking of sad, Stolas is eating funky ovals, surprise flavors with weird shapes for sad demons. Good lord. Oh, and we can't forget the hell milk. Yes, it's still white. Ugh, delicious. Also, is the syrup made from those carnivorous plants we see throughout Stolas' mansion?
Don't forget the sad dad mug, and take a quick peek at the hell milk again. Does that guy look familiar to you?
What the? Is that the fucking scam artist from Lululand?
Sure looks like it.
Huh, I wonder who's looking for him.
Who knows? Anyway, look at the Asmodean crystal case Stolas has. He places it between the book he and Blitz shared as kids during their playdate. One of them was on plants and the other was on pirates.
As we continue, we're back in the human world, which have sharks and alligators in their parks. Moxie will never escape. Strolling through the streets, there are quite a few blink and you miss it moments because it's going so fast. So we see pane in the glass. An inconvenient ramp with in crossed out. Oh, that poor bird. Speaking of birds, there's a lost green bird with cash reward poster. Cassettes are us. Closing down always. Live, laugh, lasagna. Lasagna. License plates. One says MILF and the other one says R1D3M3. Or Ride Me. An orca documentary titled Billionaires Beware. The full poster says, coming this summer, we said eat the rich. They agreed.
Wow, that's quite a bit. But hey, guess who's back?
Back again. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Sorry, I had to. Seriously though, who?
It's the cherubs and the dorks. By the way, is Colin's comment a possible nod to Hazbin with angels not knowing how people get into heaven? It's the way he said,
Is that how it works?
It's interesting to say the least. Also, take a look at the drawing done by Agent 1. On the side of the paper it reads, Dorks rules at classified.gov but secret, and 1555 dorks.
Also, how do they know about exorcists? Are they referring to the Hazbin exorcists, or the old priest / young priest exorcists? Anyway, back at IMP headquarters, Blitz is getting ready for his night with Stolas. If you take a look at the clock now, and fast forward 2 minutes from that, the clock goes from 5:05 to 5:50. That's a quick time jump.
Then we get to see all the toys Blitz has for Stolas. He even put a label on the trunk called Stolas Sex Shit. He even has a... Is that a sex doll of Moxie? Honestly, that doesn't surprise me. Also, what is position 37? Oh, I know. It's...
What the fuck, sir? Why do you have a sex doll of me?
I've got my reasons, Mox, okay? Just leave me alone about it. Unless you wanna join in the fun. You little baby dick.
Okay. And vocal, I believe it's called Cleopatra. Noise. Look at all that overdue paperwork. Just give to Moxie. We got the Wi-Fi code 5508, ASMR reloading guns, watch later sticky note, and remember, eels, red dye number 2, go to Tegas. Oh, and a horse.
Let's go back to the cherubs. The Dorks lab is apparently cloning a priest army? They're grown in the lab, and their crosses even get bigger as they do. I mean, what are they, priests or Pokemon? But hey, we also see a Hydra and possibly a Mothman locked in cells behind them. They're getting some upgrades to enter Hell. Their suits bear resemblance to the IMP crew, even a fursuit of Luna. Not sure how I feel about that. I wonder what set a precedent that they had to put a no magicians permitted sign up there, though.
We're back in Hell, and the cherubs are following Blitz. The candle shop owner is actually voiced by Jaden LeBran, the lovely VA who voices our precious Colin. He also voiced a bystander that saved him earlier.
I love the names of the boutiques in this shot. It's just Boobs and Step on Me. Also, look at our Fizzy! He looks so good! He's working fully with Ozzy and he doesn't look tired anymore. Some have even said he's looking a little more healthy. No eye bags, his figure grew now that he's not working himself to the bone. Oh, we're so proud of him.
I love that he has to finger the key code to get into the warehouse. Look at all the toys! Is this one a representation of Asmodeus's member? Oh, and clothes! Also, we got succubus body pillows, condoms of different sizes, and an Among Us costume? That's sus, bruh.
Super sus. And Blitz's reaction is kinda subby, too. Confirming he's a switch, maybe? Look at the Fizz and Ozzy throw pillows on the couch! So cute! By the way, for those curious, obviously we can't show it here, but in the description we have a link to the uncensored Dragon Driller 5000. Apparently the artist that was working on the scene decided to share an uncensored black and white version over on their Twitter. Come on, we know you wanna go look, you horny bastards. Ooh, let's go back outside. We've got a few new locations with some interesting names. Sluts R Us, Coxcombs Resort, Top to Bottom, and House of Fur. Also, there's 2 bouncers at Ozzy's now. Is Oz getting overprotective after the Crimson incident?
I can see it, and I wouldn't hold it against him either. Oz cares about Fizz so much, and I'm sure he'd do the same if places were switched. Also, what do you think of the coin that Blitz picked up? It clearly has an M on it, presumably for Mammon. Dick. I'm sure Mammon's currency is used throughout the 7 Rings of Hell.
Very well could be. Also, did you happen to notice that there's a place called Lemons in Lust? I've been online for long enough to know I don't want to Google what that could be. Also, Mammon is a bit of a bitter bitch with his Fizzy's blowout sale. I guess he doesn't want him anymore.
During the fight scene, we see Moxie and Millie making out after their fall. Typical Eminem. I also love number 2's pizza party? Mug with the sad ghost pizza on it. Such a vibe.
Well, we are in the Lust Ring for a reason. There's plenty of vibes to go around.
Yeah, buddy. By the way, that Danky candle is totally a nod to Yankee Candle. I wonder what
horny
smells like.
The Lust Ring. Just the whole fucking ring. Oh, and did you catch the nod back to the creepy Santa from the original Cherub episode? He's the little plug Blitz throws. We know it's a nod too, due to the little ooh sound it made.
Stick it.
Funny, but creepy. So fucking creepy.
And finally, we're near the end of the episode. Pure fucking heartbreak. First of all, Stolas puts the grimoire back between the 2 books he showed Blitz when they were kids. Possibly referencing that the grimoire, or the crystal in that place, Stolas will connect the living world with his connection to Blitz?
Very well could be. And did you happen to notice that Asmodeus' sigil appears on Blitz's gauntlet when Stolas attaches it? It's very quick, but Stolas did say he'd be working under his jurisdiction, so it would make sense that it's his sigil. The next thing to note, though, is that Stolas does say he can now do this without breaking demon law. I mean, he kind of brought this up in episode 1.
Access the mortal realm less than legally for some time now.
But we haven't really heard much about it since. It's got me quite curious. I'm sure there's going to be some consequences for Stolas for letting him use the book like this, but maybe for Blitz too.
This whole ending is uncomfortable and utterly sad. Stolas' portraits are covered unless they have Via on them, but only she's uncovered. Such a parallel when you think about it. Also, Stolas flinching at Blitz's
"Well, I'm not letting you, bitch!"
It could be a trauma response to all of Stella's yelling and controlling behavior. Speaking of parallels and symbolism, the chandelier holds a lot of symbolism for Stolitz. In their childhood shown in Circus, it was in the room they first mutually felt some sort of connection, though that time it seemed like a mere friendship. Later that same episode, it's in the room for the first time meeting after so many years. Even in the music video for Just Look My Way, the room Stolas is in when receiving the Asmodean crystal has a chandelier hanging overhead.
It seems anytime a chandelier appears in Stolas' home, it means something big is coming for his and Blitz's relationship. And this episode is no different. And we're not the only ones to notice it. Twitter user @Ashes3622 did a much better job of theorizing every angle than we could hope to. We have the full image here, as well as a link to the original post in the description below, but essentially, the chandelier symbolizes their connection, while other factors seem to get in the way of that. Whether the deal covering up what could be real, or how the outside world, the Goetias, could look into their relationship and do what they could to stop it. Or even their stances showing that they are just truly misunderstanding one another. Even if they may both want that connection to last. And the full moon is sitting in between it all.
The final nail in the coffin this episode gave us wasn't during it, but at the end of it. There's no music during the ending credits. Sound can have such an impact on a situation, whether it's there or not. Having no music at the end definitely fits the mood and situation of what we all went through, not just for Stolas and Blitz.
And that brings us to the end of our video, everyone. Although we knew this heartbreaking episode was coming, it was still absolutely stunning in every format. We hope you enjoyed our What You May Have Missed on this episode, and with Vivzi posting the schedule for the rest of the season, I'm sure we'll be back real soon.
Take care, and we hope you learned something during this video. Let us know down in the comments on your favorite moment during the episode, or if we noticed something that you may not have. See y'all down the foxhole very soon.
Give me back the sex doll, sir!
Come and get it, Box! Nah, 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 nah. And we are back with another What You May Have Missed video already. Damn, Vivzi. We just posted our last one not too long ago, and you bring apology to us before that one even drops. Episode was great, but holy crap, we are trying our hardest to get these out as fast as you are. Supposedly, we're going to be seeing a lot of people that Blitz fucked over. Does that mean Dennis is going to be here?
Who knows? He didn't end up sleeping with him because he was so disgusted. However, the episode was fantastic. Broke our hearts even more, but still wonderful. We spotted quite a few things in this episode, and my girl Veronica is back, bitches. So let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes, let's. First, we wanted to get a proper close-up of Veronica's invite to Stolas. Chaser, would you like to do the honors?
I'd love to. Stolas, congrats! Blitz-Ø has officially broken your fucking heart. It would be my pleasure to extend an honorary invite for being his freshest ex to our Halloween party in the human world for closure and to indulge in our shared hatred for the miserable fuckboy. Hope to see you there. Hugs and kisses. Love, me.
Wonderful, darling. Did you see the book that Stolas was reading by the pool? It's called Passion and Brimstone. There looks to be 2 Goetias on the cover. Probably a romance novel. Stolas looking for a little escapism.
Take a look at the apology list Blitz made. Notice that the whole list has perfect spelling, but all his notes to the recipients are spelled wrong. On the list, we can see Moxie with a question mark, Annoying Kid, possibly from the pilot, Southern Bitch, who of course is our very own Mama Martha, getting it on with Miss Mayberry. Guy I ran over and other guys I ran over. Jeez, how many denizens has Blitz ran over? Hot bouncer from Aussies, and he steps on Josh and Ace, who are now engaged. Ah, yes, love it. The sad horse drawing is kind of cute, and Blitz is killing it in that dress. They also have a memoriam for Brendan Rogers and the producer.
Yeah, the dress is pretty nice. But did you see the memes Blitz sent to Stolas? So funny. And similar to his notes, again, his texts are misspelled. even though we saw from his list that he does know how to spell properly. Kinda makes you think about that theory we posed in the last What You May Have Missed a little more, doesn't it? We continue through his tour, and we're back at Lululand. We had to pause quickly to catch Robo-Fizz in the rubble. Guess he survived being eaten and is still lurking around the theme park. Also, one of Brandon Rogers' characters makes a cameo. We see the grandpa character of his just hanging around for Halloween.
Next, we're finally at Veronica's Halloween party. Quite a bit of things to see here. Here lies Chip and here lies Dip party bowls. Those are amazing. I need those now. We get to see Stolas' sigil. And there's a little sticky note from our Queen Bee. Her and Veronica must have a good, decent relationship. I bet. I need it. I want to see them interact more. Please. There is also that creepy hanging Blitz piñata. It's creepy, and I'm here for it. Oh my god, is that fucking Dennis?
I fucking called it! No joke, when I actually was watching this episode for the first time, I paused when he first got to the party and was like, is fucking Dennis gonna be here? Sure enough, there he is. We've got a couple more things to note, though. We've got an imp dressed up as Beetlejuice.
Oh, big surprise there!
The old plush design for Blitz being set on fire. It's great that they just kind of green screened that in. We've got what's most likely a male incubi dressed as Freddy Krueger, and a succubus dressed up as Ariana Grande? It looks kind of similar to her bunny outfit in Dangerous Woman. Oh, there's a cute Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy couple's costume. And some guy who has a shirt that just says, "The Josh hates Blitz-Ø." Alright then. And, a sexy Velma? I mean, it seems like it. Their tail has a little collar that has an S pendant on it, so maybe the tail's meant to be Scooby-Doo. Well, even if it's just a small cameo, it's better than the Velma we got on Max.
Oh, that's funny. During All To You, scenes in the background show different viewpoints of Stolas throughout the series. Some examples include the Harvest Moon Festival, Lululand, and when he saved IMP from the dorks in True Seekers.
Perspective is key during the song. Some things look fine on the outside, but the closer you look into it yourself, you realize it's the furthest thing from the truth. Next, we get to hear from Abe Goldfarb again. He plays the better than Blitz-Ø guy. But did you know that he also voices other Helluva Boss characters? He voices Alessio, Crimson's right-hand man, shark, whatever. Elder Jaws, the priest from the wedding of Chaz and Moxie Last Name. The shark pilot that brought them to Crimson's manor. And Crimson's lawyer from Oops.
Wally Wackford is back, selling I Hate Blitz-Ø and Blitz-Ø KYS. Ugh, oh no, we're not gonna go into details about that. It's fine. But his dead Blitz-Ø hat is pretty cute. Anyway, that just wraps up the points we saw. But I'd just like to say that I appreciate that Veronica and Blitz have begun to work on their relationship. Because up until this episode, they put Veronica in a villain persona because we only got Blitz's side of the story before. So the depth and the hurt that caused Veronica to be so Veronica seems justified to some extent. But what do you think, Vocal?
I mean, yeah, it's nice that they're at least on talking terms again. I mean, I don't think they're going to be going to a family picnic together anytime soon, but at least now it's not, "I will kill you on sight, Blitz-Ø." It's just, hey, what you did was shitty. I can tell you're trying to be better. Good luck with that. But yeah, who knows if their friendship will get any better as time goes on. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But it's nice to see that he is trying to reconcile with people in his life, at least trying to actually reconcile with the ones who he seems to actually care about.
Yeah, because it's like you see it in the first season that when Blitz is going through his phone, that picture of him and Veronica, I think it looks like a premiere or something. Like, they look super happy and like they love each other, or they loved each other and they cared about each other. So it's like there's still some kind of lingering there. Not romance, but of just care in general.
I blame his father for making him feel like he can't be loved by people.
When in doubt, always blame the father.
Anyway, that just about wraps up this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know down in the comments what your favorite part of the video was. We'll see y'all down the foxhole very soon. Helluva Short 2 means more little details you may have missed. First, someone at IMP doesn't use coasters. That desk is ruined. And if you look in the drawer, you can see Blitz's little puppets of Moxie and Millie all the way back from Season 1, Episode 2, Lululand. Next, we have IMP's current mission brief. It reads, Target, ? Location, Antarctica, near McMurdo Station, an actual research station in Antarctica. Description, a man-eating beast, no clear description. Info, client wants us to hunt down the man-eater that killed him and now poses a risk to his fellow researchers. Personally, I think he's being a little bitch. He's already dead, so why go through the trouble of hiring someone to... Why are you still typing? Are you writing this all down? Mox, I swear to fucking Satan, you are beyond stupid! And then it just cuts off. Leave it to Moxie to take down Blitz's info word for word and beyond. IMP has branded winter gear? When are these gonna be in the shop, Vivzie? Just kidding. My wallet can't take it. As some may have already mentioned, the plot of researchers in freezing conditions being picked off one by one is reminiscent of John Carpenter's The Thing. You could argue that there are multiple callbacks to various episodes throughout the series so far. For example, when Millie says,
It's from lust! You can't just brute force it!
kinda harkens back to when Ozzy said,
Lust shouldn't be about force. It's an art.
The interaction of,
How do you not know how to do this?
Moxie, I'm a fucking top!
is good for a laugh on its own, but it's even better when you swing back to Season 1 when Verosika sang,
Stroke on my later. Yeah, but when it was my turn, he did no reciprocating.
So I guess we can rule any tongue stuff out of,
I'm gonna do that thing he likes.
Moxie, on the other hand, well,
Get a load of this dweeb and his unsatisfied pride.
I don't think so, Ozzy. You might have gotten this one wrong.
Oh, damn.
That's how to make it.
Well, that's all to the next short drops. Is there anything you caught that we missed? Feel free to let us know. We hope to catch you down the foxhole real soon.
On to short number 3. This one has quite a bit to unpack. So let's start with the desk. It looks pretty much the same as last time, but instead of a picture of the Arctic base, it has a poster of Emberland's anime. I wonder if all these mission briefs will show some intel IMP gathered for their target. Who knew these hits were actually planned out? Next is the mission brief, which reads, Target, Emberland Pinkle. Location, boring suburbs in a boring town in Rockview, USA. Description, a gothy 20-something-year-old. And info. She shipped Scrimblson with Jonathan instead of Blorbinzo 7 years ago. And it's basically incest or something. Not really, but this bitch seems really upset about it. This girl is clearly as into anime as Moxley is into musicals. I can't believe he managed to drag Blitz to Les Mis. I mean, that had to be what
Miserable French hog shit.
was, right? But I guess he's got a musical side to him too, even if it does feel improvised.
I love killing, shooting things. I'll use a saw, I'll use a fork too. I love killing things with any kind of weapon. Give me a knife and I'll kill someone. And today it's just me, stupid bitch.
Actually, was that improvised? Richard Horvitz said that Brandon loves to improv in recording sessions, and is often funnier than the script.
Perfect example is Brandon. Brandon is a huge improviser. And we will always say, can we get one as written and then do whatever you want? And a lot of the times, what Brandon has come up with is often funnier in certain parts, and we'll use that. We'll mix and match them.
So, maybe it was. After Blitz's failed attempt, we see that not only is she possibly
Watching them damn hentais again.
based on the immediate minimized reaction, but she's pirating it on illeganime.net. which is honestly a pretty good fake slate. Fun fact, if you didn't know, both Amberlynn and her mother are voiced by Monica Franco, who we've heard before, not only in previous Helluva Boss episodes, but also as Vaggie in the Hazbin Hotel pilot. Next, her necklace. It's blessed? Is any piece of merch based on items of protection actually blessed? Wait. Cherub says they don't make money off their blessing.
We never even ask a fee.
But we also know from Hazbin that heaven is crooked as hell. Is this a secret racket to make quick cash while also blessing the living? And now we get to the good part. The room. Oh, the beautiful room. Let's go over all the details, shall we? Room details include a Monster Lover Pride flag, a Waifu Cthulhu body pillow, a Hiss Me Naga poster, Yeehaw Cowgirl Centaur poster, a Yoshi/Pokemon egg? I mean, given the Monster Lover thing, it's probably Pokemon, let's be real. A Melt Me dragon poster, a Bite Me vampire poster, a Muscle Me Up tentacle poster, a dragon/maiden wedding statue, and we got a bunch of books. Let's see here. We got I Want You, But You Might Eat Me. Your Claws Feel So Good. Scales, a slow burn story. Is that a dragon pun? I feel like it's a dragon pun. Demon Dick I'll Lick. He's dead, but we can make it work. My Dragon Daddy. My first time with an Eldritch Horror. More spikes the better. I mean, oh yeah. I'm not a furry. And Monster, I hardly know her. But don't you worry, there's still more in the room. Alright, we got a Chump My Rump poster, Take a Dive in My Thighs poster, Wish You Were Wolf poster, Let Me Smash poster, Good Girl poster, I need that poster, a Pony Jar, stay away, is that Toothless? Bootleg Charlie, a Yowie paddle that says RAR on it, and various toys, possibly from Naughty Reptile. And next, we have the fanfic, as best as we can get it. The mysterious demon snarled in defiance before Satan. Heat radiated off of him, his glowing eyes blazed with fury. As my demon lover took a stand against his lord, I felt my love for him burn even hotter than the fiery depths of hell. I won't let you have her, my demon hissed with a mutinous glare. You took my wife from me, Satan. Never again. Amberlynn Lightness, Demonia Pinkle is mine. Satan growled, baring his sharp fangs. My knees trembled at the staggering size of him. He was so close that I could feel his hot breath on my skin, which was exposed as a result of my sacrificial outfit. Satan's concubines are forced to wear lace bras, leather miniskirts, combat boots, eyeliner, and a smoky eyeshadow lip. Also black lipstick. Also, I was wearing fishnets. You dare defy me, Satan roared, his hulking body towering above us. Hand over the sexual sacrifice, so I may have my way with her. No, I cried, throwing my arms around my demon lover. Please, don't let him ravish me over and over. My body belongs to you. She's mine to ravish over and over, my demon declared, holding me close. And then it just repeats as it zooms by. Her self-insert is a clear reference to the fanfic My Immortal's main character, Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way. Next is Blitz's Stab, 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 a reference to Nifty at the end of Hazbin Season 1.
Stab, stab.
And finally, Amberlynn becomes a cat demon with wings. A cross between the two characters of her favorite anime. Her cat leggings are now demons, complete with hoof patterns and toes and heels. Was there anything else that we may have missed? Let us know down in the comments if you found anything that we didn't. Also, please let us know what your favorite part of the video was. And we will see you guys down the foxhole again real soon.
For what appears to be the final short of Season 2, we have more to cover than we initially thought. First up, Blitz's Bigfoot-style photo on his desk. Between this, the Chupacabra we're about to see, and the alien photo back in Seeing Stars, is Blitz just destined to be a cryptid to humans? Anyway, new mission means new target. Mission brief. Target, Gerardo Velasquez. Location, small farm outside Tijuana, Mexico. Description, middle-aged male, smells strongly of hay and tequila. Info, I don't speak whatever language this guy is yapping in, but he keeps making a hand motion that makes me think the target must be a real freak. Sounds like this guy is a real piece of work. Am I the only one who found it funny that Blitz thought Moxie was calling the Earth Goats the Earth's greatest of all time?
These are Earth Goats, sir.
I don't care how great they are in my way! Ah!
And now we get to meet our target, who's voiced by Jorge R. Gutierrez, creator of the series El Tigre, The Adventures of Manny Rivera, and the movies The Book of Life and Maya and the Three, which, if you haven't seen those movies yet, you should totally check them out. They're pretty fun. He's holding a tequila bottle that bears a colorful goat, possibly an alebrije, an animal spirit guide meant to help ward off evil spirits in Mexican cultures. Though, given the worm with his own little hat, perhaps this is a bottle of mezcal, which is often confused for tequila. For those who don't know, the maye worm was said to have changed the taste of the agave that was distilled to create mezcal, and so can be found in some bottles. So while you may have heard of the tequila worm in shows or movies, it may not be quite that accurate. Hey, who thought you'd actually learn something in one of these shorts? He also has a shotgun that has a mustachioed cactus with his own bottle of spirits. Wait. Oh! It's an alebrije! It wards off bad spirits on a bottle of spirits! Damn, that must be some good shit. Oh, and, this fine gentleman also shoots one of his goats a new beehole. Why, look who it is! It's Monica Franco. Honestly, it feels like we should just have, like, a Hey Monica counter with how often she's popped up in this season alone. No, not right now. We'll add it later. Check back in the season finale. For those wondering, yes, everything said in Spanish has been fully translated in the subtitles, so if you're curious to see exactly what they said, feel free to have a little watch through with the subtitles on. And now we have our fabled Chupacabra, and I don't know, does this sign remind anyone else of a different spectacle that horrifically destroyed its patrons? Okay, we know human fire can't kill imps, but could Blitz have actually choked on that plush? Some have said that this young woman here may be a nod to Maria Posada from Jorge's movie The Book of Life, and I don't know for sure, but if it is, that would be a fun little nod, especially given how both that film and this series tend to show how death can affect the world surrounding their main characters. Next is Blitz improving his technique since Antarctica? I use the term improving very loosely. At least he's not being as forceful anymore, but come on, man, what you're doing is below the bare minimum. You and Fizz patch things up, so maybe he can have Ozzy give you some pointers. Although, he honestly may be appalled at your current performance. Well, I certainly didn't expect to see the dorks again so soon, or to have them look so much like Jesse and James from Team Rocket. And I certainly didn't expect their badge to read, Agent Number 1 Dorks, your text here. And we finish off the short with Cult of the Goat? Given we can't see the full sigil, but we know that goats are often tied to him, would it be safe to assume that these goats are worshipping Satan here? How funny would it be if this goat priest ends up coming back as a witness in the theorized upcoming trial episode, just to show how irresponsible Blitz has been with his travels? Well, that appears to be all of the Helluva shorts from Season 2. Will next season have even more shorts? Will the rest of this season have even crazier Easter eggs? Well, the new episode will be out soon enough, so we'll just have to wait and see. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.
Holy crap, Vocal, what's wrong?
Helluva Boss is back, baby! Woo!
What do you mean? We've been getting a Helluva Boss short all summer.
No. We got episode 10 of season 2.
Oh my god.
And let me tell you, this episode is a major roller coaster. Hope you're ready for the ride. Let's get right into it. Right off the bat, we see Millie bringing Hellbucks? Not 100% sure on the name. It's an educated wish on our part. To the office. Moxie, or Foxy's drink, is a callback to Truth Seekers.
And make sure they spell my name correctly on the cup. They always put Foxy or Roxy. I hate that.
Also, Wally Wackford is the first non-customer / Goetia to visit the IMP office without breaking through the walls. And Verosca still has an office across from IMP. Well, actually, multiple floors.
Next, we see Blitz eating Cryer's ice cream. It's hell's #1 ice cream for depression. A clear reference to the Breyers brand of ice cream. Please don't sue them. This is clearly funny. They need it. And it's Carolina Reaper flavor. Might be a good combo as dairy is used to help suppress heat from capsaicin. He's also eating Whip Me cheese with it.
Delicious. We've also got a few familiar voice actors / actresses in this episode. First up is our lovely Princess of Hell, Erica Henningsen, who is voiced the lovely Bethany Ghostfucker. Next is Jinx Monsoon. They voice Rita, the newly decapitated singer. They are also the main singer of Spooky Kind of Love. By the way, Eric Lundbeck and Jack Plotnick also sing alongside Jinx for this song. And they are also the backup vocalists for I Wanna Fuck a Ghost.
This episode also stars John Waters, who's been in such classic horror and thriller films as Something Wild, Serial Mom, Blood Feast 2, All You Can Eat, and probably the most famous or infamous one that people would know him from, The Seed of Chucky. Although we can all agree the scariest cameo he ever made was in Alvin and the Chipmunks' The Road Chip.
Actually, I recently flew next to the Chipettes, and they were ladies.
He plays Rolando, an infestor demon, most likely from the Envy Ring. In fact, most people thought that Rolando was going to be Leviathan in the trailer, given that Leviathan's one of the few sins we've yet to meet. And... hi, Monica. Hey, no, I said wait until the season finale. Monica voices Dolores, the older lady reading How to Eat an Entire Plane in the bed with her husband, who was reading What is Gay Sex? Fun fact, Monica flubbed the husband's name in the studio, but her take was kept in the episode. How organic.
How dare you hurt me? I made you me. I made...
That's great. That's really great. But now, let's talk about the quick references in the episode, at least a few of them anyway.
Get in, loser. We're going ghost fucking.
There's a Mean Girls reference. Bethany and Milton are running through the halls totally Scooby-Doo style. The famous Naruto run. Also, the kid at the table is dressed like Eric Cartman, and the young girl with the orange bandana kinda looks familiar, but we haven't been able to place her. Do you know perhaps? Leave a comment down below. And Toledo the Igor. Igor? Igor? Either way. Is voiced by Lyle Rath and is a Hotel Transylvania reference.
Speaking of that Scooby-Doo sequence, did you happen to notice that Bethany seems to be looking at one of these girls a little bit more keen-eyed on what he's carrying there?
Uh-huh. I noticed.
Next, we have the unconditional support card. The last space says, Blitz leaves Moxie and Millie alone for one date. And the card is almost punched out completely. Good lord, how many breakdowns has this man had? Either way, do you think this card was implemented after the Ozzy episode? And speaking of Millie, this is the first time we hear Millie say Luna's name, instead of referring to her as our boss's hellhound.
Thanks, Luna.
And it actually is kind of weird. I actually looked back, they didn't really mention each other at all throughout the series.
It's crazy, right?
It is really weird.
As we progress further into the hotel, Blitz starts hallucinating in a sense, and we get to see the different Millies from past episodes. Murder Family, Lululand, Spring Broken, Cherub, and Harvest Moon Festival. Some people speculate that these are instances where Millie could have died.
Yeah, pretty morbid for Alana to have Blitz face that danger that he got him in. I mean, fuck, the Harvest Moon one's missing her leg from the bear trap that Stryker threw in it.
I know!
And with all the trauma that he's gone through, it's actually possible that maybe he really did want to believe that his whole life after the circus fire was just a horrible dream.
Mama, I was having the worst dream.
Some people have said that it could be a horrifying trauma response, and honestly, with all the shit he's been through, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, I would not either. But, speaking of which, we get to see Tilla in this episode as well. If Blitz actually found her eye like he does in the vision, is that her eye in his office in Lululand? For the longest time, people have speculated that it was Martha's, given her ending in Murder Family, but it matches Tilla's eye color more than Martha's. But until Vivzie herself confirms it, this is just a theory. A hell theory.
Nice MatPat reference. Blitz even looks similar to her when Millie gives back the necklace. You know, the purple dress and the... might be symbolic. Might just be coincidence. Who knows? Next up, we get some backstory that actually disproves one of our previous theories.
You know, I heard someone had a cute little theory that Millie may have been the babysitter for Luna when Blitz got locked up. So when Blitz and Moxie broke out of jail and headed back to Blitz's place, that was how Moxie and Millie first met.
But in the flashback, we see a for lease sign on the building that reads, "Cheryl, if you see this, please come back. She meant nothing to me. I'm sorry!" And Blitz is just getting the grimoire now, despite working with the others for a year.
This baby right here is our future.
Possibly a nod to what he tells Crimson.
You want us killing someone in hell? Because I gotta tell you, that ain't exactly our business no more.
Oh, look at the eels. Moxie loved them so much. Is Miss Mayberry their first Earth client?
Our newest client. Damn it, Moxie, I just bought those eels!
Also the Western and ski and also restaurant. A Best Western reference?
It's possible, but hey, did you happen to catch the possible Bill Cipher reference in this episode?
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Two great shows with fucked up moments. Definitely recommend. And now, we get a show of Blitz's perspective throughout the series so far, and even a little stuff we may not have seen yet. Just seeing him disgusted by his actions, hurt, abandoned, alone. Does he deserve it, or does he deserve a break? God, Vivzie, why? And why do we love it?
At least this episode ended off with a sort of positive note. A very good chuckle came out of me when Blitz said,
Yeah, fuck hotels.
"Somewhere in pride, a princess's heart shatters."
And you can't help but love how Moxie gets all giddy and excited to watch a musical, even if it is about fucking ghosts, with Jack Plotnick as the announcer.
And that brings us pretty much to the end of this video. We hope y'all...
Hang on! Hold the phone. We just heard that Vivzie dropped merch for the episode, and, you can get Milton's hat? Are you kidding me? We get a hat for a characterization, or that we just met, and we still don't get Via's beanie? Also, little fun fact while recording this, because this happened after the script for this little video was written, they just opened up a new merch store, stylishoccult.com. Yes, this is a real thing. We're not sponsored, but it feels worth noting because one of the things you can get in it is Via's star shirt. You can cosplay Via up into the beanie because they still haven't made it yet. Oh my god, I can't believe they do that. Viv, give us the beanie! It's a good hat! It's a good design! We need it! Why are you on?
Okay, then. Well, Vocal does their thing. We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you thought down in the comments below, or if we happen to miss anything that you spotted. I'm sure we'll see you all very, very soon. See you next time.
I just cannot believe that we have been waiting since Lululand to get this, and Milton gets one immediately. Why can't they just... Finally!
And we are back with our final What You May Have Missed video, or maybe videos, from Season 2 of Helluva Boss.
It's been a sec since we did one of these.
Well, to be fair, we knew that the ending of Mastermind was gonna result in some crazy consequences, so we figured, why not make a little combo of the final two? Even if we end up making it a bit of a two-parter. You just won't have to wait as long for the finale.
Sounds like a good idea, but do you mind if we hop in to help?
There's a lot of new characters, and we want to be part of the fun too.
Well, there is quite a bit to cover, so why not? The more the merrier. Let's get into it.
Well, it's been 7 episodes since we last saw Stella, but Queen Bitch is back. He even says so on her compact.
And she's with Eldralphus again, who apparently has ice breath even when he's drinking hot liquids? Though it looks like that imp can still see everything happening. He's just a frozen witness now.
Poor little Dondo.
That's not his name.
Oh yeah, it's Beatty.
No, it's not.
I thought it was Peebo.
It's not Peebo! That's not even the same imp!
Whatever his name is. He's old news. What's hot now is Blitz having a... Moxie stress toy? Does he have stress toys of all of his friends, or is it just because he wants to squeeze Moxie in a different way?
He definitely does. It's honestly adorable. Speaking of which, how cute is this little intern? They are played by Kadir Gutierrez. Although relatively unknown beforehand, they certainly made an impression here. Would love to hear more from them in the future.
I just love that their application just says, "Dear IMP, man, please, please, please hire us. Love me." With the little crying demon doodle. Looks like they used it as a coaster too.
Hey, wait a minute. What happened to all of Blitz's emergency buttons? Did he change them since we last saw them? Because this looks like the same one he pressed on Miss Mayberry back in Murder Family.
Even down to the gum still being there. Ugh, gross.
But that would mean he's calling this guy and his buddies deranged clients. Plus, there's only 2 buttons here.
Well, it makes sense to get rid of some of them.
Yeah, we know that ghosts don't exist in hell, so... Wait, was Blitz watching ghost fuckers this whole time and just hoping to fuck a ghost?
I don't know, but it also makes sense to get rid of the Stolas one given how things went up to this point.
Maybe we'll see more buttons in the future to get clarification.
You know what I'm really surprised to see, though? A succubus applying to work at IMP. With the imps. Aside from Luna, it seems like it was an imp-exclusive business. But maybe that's just because of how Blitz felt having to rise from the bottom. Maybe seeing a succubus want to be a part of their business is a sign that he's making a difference. Making a name for himself.
I'll say he's made a name for himself. Just check out their mugshots. We have Millie from our old bounty hunter days, and Luna's Instagram picture from Bee's party. And we're assuming Blitz and Moxie's are from when they were in prison.
Man, it may be a good thing they destroyed their computer. This thing is so old and grainy, you can barely make out how much the bets of this digital poker game are. Looks like it was some serious coin though. If we darken the image a little and start at the top left, going counterclockwise, we've got personal amounts of 30,860, 18,900, 15,270, 7,420, blaze it, and Luna had a sweet $19,220, and the current pot is $690. 10 times as nice.
Also, gotta appreciate the homage to the classic dogs playing poker painting. Almost as much as I appreciate the Operation Broken message from the PC. The only thing better is the split-second ouch that pops on the screen as Millie axes it. Want to talk about a blink and you miss it moment? This little sight gag is only on screen for 6 frames.
Those kind of details are what we like here. You know what else we like? Repeat voice actors. And you know what that means? Hey, Monica. And I'll be true to my word. Since we're covering the season finale later and Monica doesn't appear to be in it, we'll go ahead and get the Monica counter going. I'm sure we'll see that number rise next season.
Noah has a pretty low count. The number of pics we've seen where Blitz's face isn't crossed out. I, for one, am really happy Luda managed to save the first job done photo before torching the drawer.
Next, we get some colorful graffiti and signs on the bathroom walls. Blitz sucked your mum here. A sign that says, do not flush non-pee-pee poo-poo in all caps. A sign that says, wash your hands, or don't, I don't care. Again, gross. And, of course, a horse doodle.
Well, Millie obviously ignored that first sign, because we see her flushing disguises from the Cherub episode, including Millie's cat disguise and Blitz's disguise from Lover's Lookout. Guess Blitz's cattail cover made it back? I'm surprised they still have all these.
Was Blitz trying to grab food for the group since they were going to be on the run? Or, knowing him, did he also have stuff in the fridge he didn't want them finding? Maybe we shouldn't ask.
What I will ask is with this and ghost fuckers, do we need a crashed van counter too?
I refuse.
We make it to the courthouse doors, and for the first time, we see the official sigils for each sin. But Lucifer's was cracked? Wonder how that happened.
As we walk in, Blitz says,
Is this about the orphans? Because they were already sick to begin with.
Is this referring to the original IMP ad, where we see him burning down an orphanage for elderly blind newborn dogs? Wait, what? How did we never mention that absurdity before now?
Pilot is only soft canon at best, so we never did a what you may have missed on it.
Oh. Hey, speaking of, when are we doing the Hazbin episode?
Moving on! We finally get to meet Satan, who is fittingly enough voiced by the wonderfully epic Patrick Page, who many would know as another ruler of the underworld, as the title role in the original Broadway cast of Hadestown as the hothead himself. He also played the role of Jacob Marley in the 2022 holiday film Spirited, which, if you haven't seen yet, you totally should this holiday season.
It really is a good one. But maybe save that kind of promo for later in the year, Vocal?
Well, I never. Good afternoon.
Careful, Vocal. Your wrath is showing. And we still have to cover all the other sins. We finally get to see Belphegor, who is a bit of a sleepy sheepy. So adorable. As well as Leviathan, or Levy, as Mammon calls them. Judging by their reaction, they don't like it, or him, too much. And until we hear otherwise, we will keep it as them, if for no other reason other than the two heads, who even have their own reaction to things. The two heads seem to represent the ideas of benign and malevolent envy. Given the multiple heads, and the fact that there are other types of envy out there, maybe Leviathan's true demon form is a crazy hydra. I hope we can see all of the sin's true forms someday.
In the gallery, though they are never named in the show, we can actually point out some specific members of the Ars Goetia. A few we picked up on are Orobas, who appears as a black stallion, can foretell the future and discern the past and present, with 20 legions of demons under his control. Seitree, who reigns over 60 legions of demons. He causes men to love women and vice versa, and can make people bare themselves naked if desired. He is depicted with the face of a leopard and the wings of a griffin. And Ammon, who governs 40 infernal legions. He appears as a man with the raven's head who can breathe fire. He tells of all things past and future. He procures feuds and reconciles controversies between friends and foes. Maybe he can help Stolas and Via reconcile in the future. There are so many more we can pick out, but we'd be here forever if we tried to name them all. So if you want to find more for yourself, feel free to check the link in the description to a list of all the Ars Goetia demons. You might find out some interesting demon lore.
The next demon we're going to focus on is our newest little buddy Yogurt, voiced by Jack Plotnick, who we last heard in the previous episode as the announcer for Ghostfuckers, the musical! His name is spelled with an I, which fits since he seems to be the yogi who has been assigned to help Satan, ironically enough, control his wrath.
It's funny that Crimson called Ozzy the weakest sin, yet it looks like he and B both have way more control over their respective sin than others than we've seen. To their full extent, at least. Aside from maybe Lucifer. But given the look they give to his throne, it makes sense that they'd be on his level too. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll get back to the throne later.
Right. For now, we should be asking, did his robe actually change color only for this shot, or was it meant to be an interesting lighting choice?
A good question. A better one is, when will we see Visago again? Am I right? He's quickly become a fan favorite. He's voiced by Harvey Guillen, who's been in a range of films and shows like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Blue Beetle, What Do We Do in the Shadows, Harley Quinn, Human Resources, and more. It makes sense for him to interject as he does, given that plenty of literature refer to him as good-natured, with one even claiming him to be, quote, just and true in all his doings. It actually makes perfect sense he'd want to see the truth come out. With how much it seemed he actually cared for Stolas' well-being and involvement in this episode, I'd love to see him and Stolas interact in the future.
Maybe Stryker can interact with an acting coach since he can't remember his lines. He went with the old script written on the hand trick. It reads, Gremhor, Grimoire, with a couple question marks, Book, Gripper, Grimace, and Bomb-proof vet after trial. I guess he's taken his horse to the vet after all of this? Guess he figured he'd be over and done quick enough that he could safely make an appointment.
Probably the only good quality about Stryker is that he cares enough about bomb-proof to make sure he's looked after health-wise. Anyway, if we slow down the frame here as Mammon falls back, you can see he spills coins. Very clever.
Did y'all see that Wally Wackford and Verosika were hanging out together? Looks like they're in a club or a bar of some sort while the trial is taking place. Also, that cereal looks delicious.
Marshmallow cereal is my fave. Let's go look at the text exchange between Fizz and Ozzy while I go pour myself a bowl of
marshmallow-based cereal rejected from video due to lack of sponsorship.
How long do you think this'll take?
Dunno. They usually don't last long. I might not be back for lunch, though. You can order something if you want. Don't wait for me.
Yeah, bitch! I'm getting a whole sushi boat for myself, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. See you on TV.
Love you, baby.
Oh my fucking Satan! Ozzy, do something! Oz!
Looks like Oz also changed the contact image for his little Ferrari. But hey, his battery's still sitting at that sweet 69%. We got quite a few things flashing by on the TV at Stolas' place. Helenovella's getting a season 2. You think Alejandro will finally confess to Gabriella? Also, holy crap, those wacky charms are $99 a box? You still want a bowl, Carissa?
Kinda.
Well, the news recommends a different snack. As the scrolling text reads, breaking news! Grab lots of popcorn, cause on tonight's program, we get to watch this guy's head go choppy. Stay tuned!
Hey, you guys ever notice that Blitz kinda follows Adam's list to get into heaven?
What do you mean?
Well, let's look at his list. 1. Act selfless.
No! Not them, Your Highness! It was me. It was all me, okay? I'm the rogue here, not them.
2. Don't steal. Well...
I didn't steal that thing. I mean, I tried. It was given to me, okay?
And 3. Stick it to the man.
All I was trying to do was rise above the stupid fucking place you all forced us into!
Well, I guess you're right.
Wait, could he have gone to heaven then? Would he have been a cherub?
That would have pissed off Cletus, Colin, and Keeney something fierce.
Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt as much as Millie's reaction here. After their little heart-to-heart in Ghostfuckers, she's his first real friend he didn't want to fuck. She refuses to not let him be seen in his final moments. Luna and Moxie turn away, but she meets his gaze so he's not alone in what would be his final moments.
Now we get the song, and it's nice to finally hear Blitz sing. And no, we aren't counting When I See Him. He did that talk sing in that number. But here, there's a full-on ballad-like duet moment between him and Stolas, and with Satan joining in later. This song was so much fun.
Agreed. But it appears that Mammon wasn't as entertained. we see the man baby playing with his widow blocks. And since we all know he wants to get fucked...
Hey, you want that, Fizzy? To be fucked, Fizzy? I'm not gonna lie. I want that.
Of course, he'd be spelling out words like dong, balls, bumhole, and it appears he wanted to spell pussy, but he's unsure whether to end it with an E or a Y. As we see later on, he went with the E, and Stolas stops him from spelling his favorite word.
Probably a good thing. Moving on. During Stolas and Blitz's simultaneous soliloquy, we see golden feathers mirroring the ones in Moxie's bad trip in Season 1, Truth Seekers. Does this show symbolism with Blitz feeling he has pushed Stolas away for good and unable to fix what has been broken? Another thing some may not have noticed comes directly from Sam Happ on his Twitter. Quote, "I have no regrets, I have regrets," are on either side of the exact midpoint of the song. Kinda makes it a legit turning point in the song.
And what a turn it is. We see that not only was his sigil broken, but Lucifer has been gone for quite some time. Note the BRB 5 men sign with the little rubber duck and cobwebs. I don't think he's going to be back anytime soon, and since he's the only one that could really correct anyone, no one bats an eye when Satan says he's ruled even before Lucifer fell. Well, except Ozzy and B, who totally see through his horseshit. Viv even confirmed it when some people seemed confused about the timeline of events.
Speaking of timelines, can I say something?
Wait, are you gonna rant? I'll be right back. I need to go get my popcorn.
There's been a lot of talk online of, oh, he was busy at the hotel for the battle with Heaven, or, oh, this means Helluva Boss takes place after Hazbin Hotel, and we kind of want to just say, we're pretty sure they're simultaneous, but with fluid timelines. Like, Helluva Boss is a Hazbin spinoff, so they're in the same hell, but we don't necessarily need to have them happening one after another. I mean, for fuck's sake, we pointed out that Serpentius was on Blitz's calendar in Seeing Stars. If this show was after Hazbin, would he really have known about Pentius? And yes, that could have just been an Easter egg, but the bottom line is, there really shouldn't be such discourse over when it happens. It's been said before, and will probably be said again, that the only reason Lucy wasn't in this episode was because of the rights with Hazbin. Viv is open to some sort of crossover in the future, but until then, one side not showing up in the other property is most likely just a matter of rights. And for those who think, oh, Helluva must be after, let me ask you, why do the V's have a Fizzybot? They never call her that by name, simply calling her Kitty, but we all know she's a Fizzybot. We know the Fizzybots aren't that old, and we know that Lucy has been in his depressive state for quite some time. And again, if not for the rights issues, I wouldn't have been surprised if he wouldn't have sent Charlie there instead, because he didn't want to deal with it. I suppose on that one, I'll give you that she could have been busy with the hotel, but then there we go! Congruent timelines! Okay, sorry. Ranting over for now.
Okay, got my pop... Oh, son of a bitch, did you already finish?
We're on a mission, man. No time for your corn.
Either eat it or give it to the birds. We've got rings to talk about.
And the best part is, now we get to fuck around with you guys from time to time.
Wait, fuck around with who now?
During his punishment, we see Stolas surrounded by 9 circles, all of them adorned with various demonic sigils. Could these represent the 9 circles of hell from Dante's Inferno? We did hear Katie mention them in the Hazbin pilot.
What in the 9 circles?
And it was always confusing that they mentioned the 9 circles, even though there are only 7 rings. Is it possible that both exist in the Helluverse? Maybe the circles are a little subsections of each ring. I mean, if you go by Dante's circles, we can actually see where Androlphus' castle would be. Everyone assumed that wherever ring he was in had to be ice. But if we look at the circles, there's one that is made of ice. Treachery. Yeah, that's very fitting.
After we leave the courthouse, we see everyone celebrating. But something interesting to spot is a sign saying, "We love Blitz." And it looks like they had an O, but they also crossed it out. Guess people are finally starting to notice him in a positive light, even down to how he wants his name to be.
That's all fine and good, but what the fuck does Blitz need shampoo for? We know it's his because it says IMP shampoo. Does he use it to wash his horns? Though I will say I like the little nod to the Eastern Screech Owls. Of their main calls, they have one that is used to attract mates or maintain contact with family members. He's already here with Blitz, so I like to think this was him trying to keep in contact with Octavia.
While waiting for Stolas, Blitz is scrolling through his phone and we see Infernal News! Victory for IMP! In a surprising turn of events, today's live execution became the stage for a theatrical revelation. As Prince Stolas' live confession revealed, IMP CEO Blitz-Ø was being actively framed for illegal use of a Goetia's grimoire by the upper-class prince. Following Stolas' admission of guilt, the members of IMP were released unharmed from the courtroom, making them the first Hellborn to ever survive after being sentenced to death by a deadly sin. A historical... and it cuts off there, but it's probably just more propaganda puffery. An ad from Wally reading, "Hate ads? Deal with it! This is the world we live in!" And 99 and counting unread emails ranging from wanting to hire IMP to wanting IMP to hire them. There's even one from some other demon asking if only imps can hire there. I guess we're on to something earlier. And I guess our boy from the beginning was trying to get in on the ground floor. Hey, maybe they'll keep the job. You know, if they still want to work there after almost getting falsely captured and executed.
Wait, do Blitz and Luna share a one-bedroom apartment? It makes sense given the lack of money, but I guess it never really was emphasized before now. The only times we've seen them at home are when Blitz gets drunk and we always assumed he just passed out on the couch because he couldn't walk any further. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll see them move into a bigger place next season.
But before we get to next season, we still gotta cover Sinsmas.
Yeah, you guys were right. There was a lot of stuff to cover in this one.
Yeah, but maybe the next one will be a bit easier. Either way, the folks at home won't have to wait too long to see it. We'll see you again real soon. Let's get into the holiday details, Carissa.
We start with Stolas waking up to so many horse plushies and figures, as well as a poster that reads "Believe in Horse Self," and a trio of horse asses.
Then a horse lamp, a height sign that reads, "Must be this tall to horse," probably stolen from Lululand, given the Lulu Lane smudged writing near the bottom, and My Demon Pony. Why am I not surprised Blitz would have that on his TV?
Maybe he uses it to cope with his supposed horrific horse-related backstory?
But it's way too long and way too dramatic.
Okay, that's gonna bother me forever.
When Stolas opens the medicine cabinet, we see a box of Helluva Night sleeping pills, and a figure of a nurse horse that looks close to Nurse Redheart from the My Little Pony series. Wait, does that violate the...
Moving on. Anyone else want a "yes, I do really need all these horses" mug? Or at least the horseshoe napkins?
Next, we have Stolas calling Via, but he asked Blitz to borrow his phone. Does Stolas not have his own phone? If he did he lose that when he lost everything else? That's pretty fucked up. But it does explain why Via would have Blitz saved in her phone. Though it is funny she has him saved as Dad calling from shitty boyfriend's phone.
Hilarious!
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 Right. You know what's not hilarious, though? Andre having the butlers covering up Stolas' portraits with his own. The same one, multiple times. That's just sad.
I do like that Blitz has Via saved in his phone as Via, parentheses, Stolas' bird daughter. I guess the last thing he would want would be for him to not remember her name, at least at this point, and accidentally deleting her number.
Next up, to the shops. In the local market, we have stalls with signs reading "Things of what I found in other imps' houses." Knives and shit. I hope that one's not literal. Fruit and vag. Sounds like fun. And 100% meat product.
That last one sounds right up Stolas' alley, if you know what I mean. Hey-o!
Oh, Volko, that joke was beneath you.
You sure it's not beneath Stolas when...
Do really want to know what kind of product rot your teeth is supposed to be? And is that a bottle of poison, or is it meant to be wine? In hell, there's no telling. Either way, it looks like you can have your pick of Beelzebub juice based on all these bottles. I wonder if B sells it in different flavors like other spirits on Earth. If she does, you know there's a cotton candy flavor in there somewhere.
Glad to know they have laundromats in hell. Thanks Satan for Mr. Suds, a laundry hero who says, "Do your fucking laundry, you lazy," and it cuts off. Wait, does he have that weird S thing on his chest we all drew in school? They really do have those everywhere.
You know what else seems to be everywhere? Imps having trouble in the kitchen. Between Blitz and Fizz, is this a common thing? Or are they just hopeless in the kitchen?
No. Never again.
Either way, at least they could eat down at the Pride Diner. Love that name. Pride Diner. Serving sinners since... and then a couple of symbols? I'm guessing ever since hell came to be.
Yeah, but they can't eat there if the staff is gonna spit at them. So Blitz makes good on his word to get Stoll some rats in an alley where we see an IMP ad posted, alongside graffiti that reads, "Suck my dick," "Fuck hell," over what appears to be a pentagram, and a pretty badass tag for Spindle Horse. Won't lie, that'd make a cool bumper sticker if nothing else.
Speaking of potential merch, am I the only one who thinks this could be an Aussie-inspired dress in the window? Stylish occult! Where's our Sins merch at?
Please no. My wallet can't take it.
Yeah, but Mammon would gladly take your wallet. Speaking of taking your money, the name Frock Off, Respectably Unapproachable Clothing, is such a good one that I hope they can at least have a convention stall named after it at some point.
Then we have the offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Sleazy law firm in hell? Surprised they weren't in the last episode. Then again, given the injustice system of the Sins, they probably wouldn't have done any good either way.
But that's in the past. In the present, we see Blitz's adorable horse calendar, and we've got more doodles! We can see Blitz and a horse, of course, both wearing Sinsmas hats, a string of lights, and a Sinsmas tree.
Oh wait, should we be concerned about that?
No, fun is free, but we can afford nice things.
We know Blitz was Stolas' only friend, but did Paimon seriously only buy him things to pacify him so he never had any genuine fun that didn't cost anything?
That would explain a lot, but also kind of feeds into the notion of money can't buy happiness, which we all know means it can bring comfort, but not necessarily fulfillment. Stolas is actually a pretty good example of this when you think about it.
Speaking of bringing comfort, I'm sure Blitz is comforted by the fact that they can finally have the office insured. They've been needing it for so long.
The fuck is insurance? Please tell me you got that insurance thing. Everyone, stop fucking up my wall! Satan's ass crack! Enough with the wall shit! We have a door! It's insured.
It must feel good to finally be able to afford it, given all their offers at the end of Mastermind.
You gotta love the attention to detail and who's celebrating what for the holidays. Luna, throughout the entire first half of this episode, is constantly seen basically binge-eating biscuits, chips, and more, given that hellhounds seem to be more associated with gluttony, whereas Blitz, flipping the couch earlier, fits with imps being more affiliated with wrath. The scorching hot brimstone bites probably have a good kick, but the Chaos Crisps seem to have a special Sinsmas edition, cotton candy flavor.
I never know how to feel about sweet chip flavors. But I do love me some decorations. The Sinsmas lights being the colors of each ring is a nice touch, as well as the countdown to Sinsmas calendar. I wonder if there's a significance to the candles everywhere. You know, aside from fires of hell. Sadly, knowing Luna, I can't tell if all the Beelzebub juice in the fridge is because of Sinsmas or just because. Also, Cleaver Hand 6 Ultimate Cleavage? Is that one of those sequels that's actually like the best in the series, or one of those that is so bad it's good? And I know it's called Cleaver Hand, but with the subtitle, what kind of cleavage are we talking about here?
I have no idea, but I do know a fun fan theory that's been floating around, and it all has to do with this scene right here. We know Stolas doesn't know anything more than what Blitz told him of Sinsmas earlier, so this could be just utter shock at the display of violence, especially given he knows that these two love each other. And he may associate this violence with his time with Stella, but in some cultures, it's believed that owls are able to detect when other species are pregnant. So, given what we find out later with Millie, This shock may be for a whole other reason.
On a sillier note, we've got more whiteboard shenanigans! We of course have more horse doodles, a happy Sinsmas message, stole his horse, as he was dubbed on Instagram, with an arrow saying, be nice to him, he's gay. A note saying, it has been 3 days since Moxie sang, with the second X being added as an afterthought, and the spot with a 3 is heavily smudged, so I guess it's been erased quite a lot. There's also a violence graph, and a horse on a surfboard with a gun saying bang bang, and an arrow to it saying, he just like me for real.
Hey look, they got a new computer for Sinsmas. Guess they had to replace the last one. Nothing like getting an upgrade. I'm also digging the new honeycomb and the imp ornaments on the tree. You weren't kidding. The details they put towards each sin is impressive and appreciated.
Know what else is appreciated? The support from Blitz trying to encourage Stolas. We got the Yas Queen visor and the You Go Girl and I Believe in You flags. We hadn't mentioned it yet, but honestly, since the trial, this is the healthiest their relationship has ever been. And it feels like it'll only get stronger. It's funny that the sex seemed to be what's holding back their true potential intimacy. I mean, from the end of Mastermind up to now, we've seen Blitz care for Stolas when he's at an all-time low, helping him through various tasks ranging from buying groceries to doing laundry, teaching him things no others would think he'd need to know, defending him when people try to attack him in any way, and even when insulting him earlier.
You know what might help that privileged little attitude? Paperwork!
It felt more of a caring, you're in a funk and I want to help you get out of it way, and not at all the same as what we saw in Full Moon or Apology Tour.
Not to mention offering his phone no hesitation to help him call Octavia. And we see even more examples of this comforting and caring later on. It seems like things are improving for the better ever since their breakup. Even if they should probably still talk to someone to be able to air out all they need to. But hey, it looks like Blitz and Luna have gotten better about communicating, given he silently tells her not to fight with this new Karen of theirs and Luna doesn't immediately start a fight anyway.
But wait, does Blitz not know what Christmas is?
Because it's Christmas.
It's Sinsmas, lady, get it right.
Or is he saying, you're in hell now, it's Sinsmas, because they showed Lyle Lipton the mall Santa? But maybe they were just dressed for Sinsmas because the outfits are similar? I mean, he did have the Santa hats on his calendar, or would they be Satan hats?
Satan wearing the traditional Santa hat? Hilarious! But giving South Park vibes. I don't know if this Satan would go for it.
Either way, the Mammon hat tree topper is actually kind of funny. I wonder if they always intended on having merch of Mammon as a Sinsmas tree and threw it into the episode as a little gag.
Then we head to Via's room, where not only do we see what may be the only remaining portrait containing Stolas in the entire castle, even if he is covered slightly, but supposedly all of his personal items in Via's closet. Probably stuff Stella and Andre didn't want, but Via didn't want to see thrown out. And a celestial-themed guitar that reads, Love Dad on the back.
That leads us into Via's first song of the series, and this song hits every single part of my heart. It's absolutely beautiful, and Barrett Wilbert-Weed did an amazing job singing and portraying the hurt and confusion that Via is feeling. I really, really hope we get to hear more of Via's singing next season, and hopefully it's on the more positive side of things.
Honestly, I'm a little surprised it took this long to get a song from Via. I mean, hell, her VA is known on Broadway. Working with Vivziepop, shocking, I know. But I digress. She was the lead role of Veronica Sawyer in the off-Broadway original cast of Heathers the Musical, as well as the Broadway actress to play Janice in the original run of Mean Girls, as well as multiple other theater credits, starting as early as 2011. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I hope we hear more of her too. Maybe a nice duet between her and Luna about not understanding dads or their dads not understanding them.
Oh, that would be so nice. Having that connection between the two.
I mean, as we saw from Seeing Stars, they've already got a pretty good connection.
Yeah.
That was a very pretty song, and pretty heavy too. It's not too uplifting that the first thing Via sees after is the bottles of happy pills for Stolas. And the box probably isn't helping. I mean, are those all his empties, or are they pre-filled so he wouldn't need to get refills? We know he's had trouble keeping track, given that moment in When I See Him. But would that have caused him to stock up to be safe? And if not, would all these empties add up to Via's moment later of her saying,
"And you needed these! Was this my fault that you needed these? So does that mean you just stayed miserable because of me? Was I some fucking obligation? Is that why you didn't even hesitate when you got a chance to leave?"
Hopefully, they'll be able to have a decent talk together in the future.
Yeah, because it certainly ain't happening right now. Stolas' phone, or wait, is it Blitz's phone? Either way, the phone even says no new messages, check back later. They must have great service though, seems H-Mobile has 666G cell service.
Surprised hell isn't considered one huge dead spot. I'll see myself out. Till the next point at least.
Anyway, it's also pretty cool that the refresh circle is an actual Ouroboros. Again, all of this for less than a second of screen time. That's crazy.
Not as crazy as Stolas' little story here. It's a bit better than Ember Lynn's in my opinion, even if hers might be able to predict the future.
The mysterious demon snarled in defiance before Satan. Heat radiated off of him. His glowing eyes blazed with fury. As my demon lover took a stand against his lord, I felt my love for him burn even hotter than the fiery depths of hell. Satan growled, baring his sharp fangs. "You dare defy me?" Satan roared, his hulking body towering above us.
Dare try to tell me how to punish? Yeah, we caught that last episode. We just thought it was more appropriate to talk about here. But I think our bird is feeling a bit pent up, and more than just emotionally. He froze, breath caught in his throat. As the other man leaned in, he could feel his warm breath ghost against his trembling beak. His own breath faltered as their lips touched, his lover's breath hot and needy. Their breaths intertwined into one breath. Looking at him was as if he had just reunited with an old lover, and... well, from there it looks like he hit a bit of writer's block. Hell, his creativity is so scatterbrained, the text changes pages, and he's got a random, but very well done sensual piece. Dude just can't get his creativity on track. Relatable.
Seriously. But on another note, I love this little family holiday that Blitz envisions. The "'Tis the Sinsen" mug that Luna has, and the elf Moxie plushie. The personalized stocking stuffers, like a pony for Blitz, a bone for Luna, and maybe a new scarf for Via? Even the framed photos on the mantle, though shaded out, are clearly of demons. There's an interesting parallel from Via's view of Blitz stealing Stolas from her, and yet in his vision, he has her included in their shared family.
Now we get to some really fun stuff. Look at my girl in her full demon form! So hot, so awesome, so utterly badass! This does raise a question though. Do all demons have a true demon form? We know the Sins do, but that makes sense. And we've seen Stolas show his. But aside from Sins, Royals, and high-level overlords like Alistair and Hazbin, we haven't really seen forms like this. Wait, does Luna have 6 eyes in some shots? Is that normal for these full demon forms, or is that a hint at her possible family line?
Well, that does bring up an interesting theory some people have about Luna. Given this full demon form, the fact that aside from Stolas and Octavia, she's the only one we've seen use the grimoire, and the mystery behind her birth lineage, is it possible that Luna is part Goetia, or at least part high-level demon? It feels a bit odd to assume that Luna, or any other Hellhound, would have super powerful latent abilities given their place in Hell's hierarchy. And the theories about half-breeds are nothing new. People have been theorizing about Stryker being a half-breed since Harvest Moon, with one of the more recent ones being that he's actually a Royal's or even Satan's bastard son that Satan either doesn't acknowledge or doesn't know about, hence his hatred for the Royals.
An interesting thought, but one that sadly we'll have to wait to see for another day. Either way, I doubt we've seen the last of full Luna. And I hope we haven't seen the last of fun callbacks either, like this callback to Lululand.
Where is Blitzy? He's my knight in shining armor, not you littler ones.
The prince's knight needs his sword!
And what I feel can only be a callback to the drunk Moxie high five from Spring Broken.
I also can't help but feel like this is a nod to the Hydra fight in Hercules. Even down to the hero being swallowed and slicing the head off from the inside. And hey, we finally got to find out what Stola said that was bleeped in the pilot after so long. Maybe we'll find out what Andrelphus said someday. Must have been crazy since the subtitles literally says profanity bleep. After 2 seasons, we know they aren't afraid to use the captions to spill the beans.
But while we recorded this, they did announce the series will be dual streamed to Amazon Prime, and Prime versions would be uncensored. You think maybe we'll get old episodes released uncut?
Who knows? I mean, it'd be pretty fun to hear what Stolas actually said to Blitz all the way back in Murder Family, but part of me wonders if stuff like this works better because we don't know what was said, just that it was offensive.
Good point. Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out how they do it soon enough.
Before we can have our bittersweet ending, we can't help but point out the similarities in between the faces that Via and Stolas make when leaving someone they love. Via kinda mirrors Stolas from the end of Full Moon before leaving him outside the manor as Stolas did to Blitz. Like father, like daughter. Let's just hope that like Blitz and Stolas, Via and Stolas can work things out. Just maybe not without such a potentially world-shattering cause for reunion.
For real. We've had so much trauma drama, and it's done pretty well up to now. So let's have one bit of wholesome bittersweetness before we get back to the party. After letting Stolas have a moment to himself, we see Blitz fry up a few brimstones. Seems he wanted to warm up his body temperature so he could provide Stolas with some decent comfort. And we see that Luna, Moxie, Millie, and even the guest of their party giving them time and space together. No surprise that Moxie would start with a gentle approach of Sinsmas cookies to try and break the tension.
Oh, but we know a different tension is on the rise given Millie's little discovery. We'll get to it in a moment, but while she's in the bathroom, we can see a bottle of creamy bits. Is that a shaving cream or a type of lotion?
Not sure. But I wonder if they'll release holiday sweaters like Millie's Sinsmas' Killsmas sweater, or maybe this time next year we can all play a game of Mammonopoly Sinsmas edition. Get greedy or get out.
Now the part I'm sure a lot of people wanted to hear about Millie's unexpected +1. We're not going to go into a lot of theories or what ifs on this one, cause let's be honest, plenty of other people have already, and we're honestly okay with just seeing what will happen when it happens. What we will point out is the fact that when Millie makes her call to Sally Mae, she stops outside another apartment, apartment 661. Some folks probably just thought, oh, Blitz probably lives in 666, right? But we know Viv and her team often put in little Easter eggs and details. It turns out that 661, as an angelic number, holds a couple of different meanings.
That's right. Some believe that the number 6 resonates with the influence of love, home and family, guardianship, grace, clarity, honesty and integrity, expressing gratitude, compromise and diplomacy, problem solving and solution finding, providing, provision, and material needs being met.
Well, we certainly see a lot of that in this episode. Stolas expressing his gratitude to Blitz for what he's able to do, Millie seeking that love of family from Sally Mae, Blitz trying to provide and meet Stolas' needs, Via seeking guardianship which she clearly wasn't getting from Stella, and you can even argue that the team made a compromise on the mission. The money would be nice, but not worth breaking up a family that did no wrong. They'd rather lose one bitch of a customer than take away a familial love they'd all want themselves.
And they also believe the number 1 resonates with intuition and insight, new beginnings and fresh starts, striving forward in progress. It encourages us to step outside our comfort zones and reminds us that we create our own realities with our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Kind of like Blitz trying to create his own reality of a family he wants, even if, in the past, he's thought he doesn't deserve it.
That's a lot. And there's even more to this number, so we'll just put a link in the description if you'd like to read more.
For now, let's look at Luna's phone where we see on Instagram she's actually following Vicky, that bitch, from B's party. Kinda odd she'd be following a rival of sorts, but hey, at least she seems she made some friends at the party. Seeing these other hellhounds chilling with her in her limited Sinsmas edition glut honey carbonated bezel juice with natural flavors is awesome.
Know what wouldn't be awesome? The hangover any of us would get from that stuff. Harder than ethanol, Christ on a stick! Guess it's a good thing demons seem to have a higher tolerance. Well, sometimes.
In any case, all we really have left to talk about are the original Sinsmas songs in the episode. While we'll go into more specifics in our Season 2 song tier list video, which, if it's out, will be linked right here, we can still talk a little bit about them, and yes, we'll have an episode tier list too.
Just wait till the series is done, and we make our ultimate tier list.
Until then, let's talk about the details of the songs. Viv, thankfully, released the full versions of both songs after the episode, so some may not have known that they could hear it all. First up is A Sinsmas Party, I'll Murder You, by our own Verostica Mayday. Very much feels a little similar to a certain holiday pop hit, wouldn't you say?
No, don't say her name. She'll appear. It's not time to defrost her yet.
Then we have Merry Sinsmas, sung by Benny Benak III, a pretty popular jazz and cabaret artist who's performed as the host and featured soloist of Postmodern Jukebox, and regularly featured with Charlie Rosen and the 8-Bit Big Band.
Per Sam Haft himself, the song is meant to harken back to crooner songs of the past, specifically Sinatra, and has even gone on to say, and I quote, "We picked the vocalist because he did a Sinatra impersonation on a big band version of our song Five Nights at Freddy's, arranged by the 8-Bit Big Band."
Well, it made for one hell of a duet number for Stolas and Blitz to dance to. I know some fans have wanted to see them dance together for quite a while, even if they had to make it happen themselves before this.
Well, it certainly was a bittersweet ending to the season, but there's a lot of places we could head next season, with new plot points or returns to others. Could you imagine Crimson attacking IMP now and discovering he can take down a disgraced Goetia too?
Fuck. With Stolas' power stripped, could Stryker actually finish the job?
Imagine the dorks finding out the demon that possessed them can't do anything if they found a way back into hell.
Like we said earlier, theories for another time. For now, we could just appreciate the stuff we got, and look forward to more coming up. From the sound of it, we'll have plenty of shorts to look forward to as well, so we'll keep bringing the background details. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey there, everyone.
This is your radio demon.
Your favorite jester!
And the greatest imp in all of hell. It's your vocal chameleon here. Just wanted to thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you liked it, and if you did, there's lots of ways you can support us. If you're a fan of our memes and streams, we have lots of crazy merch, with plenty more to come. References to our various playthroughs, or just running gags for the streams. We even have little bosom buddies so we could be in your shirt pocket. So cute! We also have our Patreon. Joining at select tiers gives you access to join our Discord, exclusive downloads, and even join us on streams. And lastly, if you enjoyed our Hazbin Hotel content here, consider checking out our second channel, Down the Foxhole. Not only do we have our Hazbin content there, but a wider array of videos too. Speed paints, creepypastas, even some original comics to dub. Links to all of these are in the description. Fall on down. Stay a while, won't you?